welcome to the release party for Daughters of Darkness. The book's finally coming out after 12 years, which is insane. Is the echo still pretty bad? I'm not sure where it would be coming from. Sorry, this is my first actual live stream, so I'm doing my best. Okay, it's gone. It was because I had another screen open over there. Great. Okay, so basically, for those who don't know, I've been working on this book for 12 years, shooting models from all over the world, mostly doing shoots in my studio in Massachusetts and Los Angeles. And there's going to be a bunch of guests, and we're going to be giving away a ton of stuff. We're going to be giving away different books by Rarebird that are all autographed. We're going to be giving away the test presses. If you pre-ordered the book, there are a couple winners there. And we're giving away discount codes to the Rarebird bookstore as well as my web store. So that'll be cool. And a bunch of awesome guests line up. And yeah, it'll be fun. So the book is officially out as of, I would say, like midnight tonight. That's tomorrow officially. So yeah, it'll be in stores, available pretty much everywhere, which rules. And yeah, that'll be fun. I can show you guys some of the cool stuff that's come in. Unfortunately, as you can imagine, Twitch and Facebook are not very friendly with adult content. So I'll be able to show certain things, but obviously very carefully. Yeah, so it's going to be a good time. And thank you so much for everybody who's joining up and everybody who ordered a book. I see your comments there. Why don't we start with some Q&A? Why don't you ask me some questions and I will I'll answer them. And yes, I'm super pumped that the book's coming out. As you can imagine, it's been a very long journey, and it's going to be really cool for everybody to see it. The one thing that no one else has gotten to do is really hold it in their hands and look through it, and it's just an insanely large, super high quality book, and I'm really excited, especially for all the models who shot for the book, to see it, because so many models have been waiting years and years and years for this book to come out, and now they can finally see themselves in the book. They can finally see the book exists and it's out, which is awesome. And it's also super awesome to have such a massive response from the models, where it's as much a victory for them as it is a victory for me for this book finally coming out. Let me answer this. Is there a page count? There is. The standard edition and the Bathory edition are 288 pages. And the box set edition is hand sewn and has 24 extra pages that the other editions don't have. So it's a massive book. Let me show you. Here's the standard edition, and it's got this little paper cover making it safe for the interwebs. But as you can see, it's a massive book, and look at that Spot UV logo on it. It's just so awesome. Goes around to the whole book, but yeah, it is a large book. And the vinyl also came in, so I can show this off. Nice and shiny. This one's actually safe for work as well. So anyone who ordered the vinyl, you'll be getting this. And it came out awesome. And sorry, while I mess with some of the stuff over here, I'm going to be showing you guys all the different editions of the book. I'm going to be showing you guys a bunch of stuff. The vinyl did come out sick. I am very pumped. So if you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to ask. And the first guest who's going to be joining in a few minutes is the publisher of the book. So we can talk about how this all got rolling, which is awesome. And yeah, we got some new guitar picks in. They come with copies of the book, so you're going to see all sorts of different Corpse Paint picks with your orders, which is awesome. So you can still pre-order the book, and the bundles are still available. We kind of ordered enough bundle stuff, so the bundles will last through the pre-order just a little bit. So you still have time. So if you still want copies of the book with the vinyl, with the t-shirts, with the hoodies, and they look awesome. I'll show you those in a little bit. You are still able to do that at daughtersofdarknessbook.com. Tara, do you mind putting that link in the chat? So yeah, pre-orders do come with all that extra stuff, but orders while supplies last will still come with all the bundle stuff, which is awesome. Are the models all musicians from bands or just models? The models are from all different walks of life. There are people who are friends of mine, people who are musicians, people who are amateur models, professional models, people who have never modeled before, who only modeled one time for the book. It's got a huge variety of models in there from all different walks of life. There are a few from bands, and there's plenty that are models as well. Like, as you know, Ash Costello from New Year's Day, Francesca, who's going to be on the show later today, is in there. Yeah, there's going to be plenty of people in there that are awesome that you might recognize from bands. Go over my choices for the vinyl. Absolutely. And the cool thing about the vinyl with all this, the insert comes with, and I have to be careful about taking this out because of naughty bits. The vinyl comes with this sheet, my curation notes, where I talk about why I chose every single song that I chose. And then on the other side, there is a poster. So in terms of why I picked what I pick, I'm going to have to look at the back of this, and this will probably take a moment. But Abbath, Immortal's my favorite black metal band. So choosing Abbath was no question. It counted as my favorite song off his, first self-titled album, which is incredible. For Mayhem, I picked A Grand Declaration of War. And I know most black metal fans are very specifically all about, De Mysterious, but I really, really like Maniac era Mayhem. So I put Grand Declaration of War. Watain, Sworn to the Dark, I think is just such an anthemic black metal song. Every time I see him, everyone's just doing this for Sworn to the Dark. Charik Agrin is one of the best symphonic black metal bands out there. They're absolutely incredible. And Gall's Word, having Gall on the album, I'm a huge Gorgoroth fan. Seeing what he's doing now is amazing. The Great Old Ones was a band I learned about semi-recently that is a H.P. Lovecraft-inspired black metal band. They're amazing. Carpathian Forest, of course, are one of the best black metal bands out there. It's Darker Than You Think is one of their best songs. And it was really cool that I got to choose not only the bands, but what songs went on the vinyl. Durwig Einar Fralhart, I probably didn't pronounce that correctly, but I tried. Great black metal band. The dudes used to be in metalcore bands, and then they started a black metal band. Hellfroze, a newer black metal band that came out in the last year, and they're absolutely incredible, also on Season of Mist. For Rotting Christ, I went with something new rather than something old, because Heaven and Hell and Fire is such a great song. It's awesome. And Oceans is back together, they're one of my favorite bands. How they started black metal, went to kind of industrial black metal, went to industrial, even changed their band name. Now they're back to being End Oceans, and they're back to black metal, which rules. And then 1349, Striding the Chasm, that's one of their newer ones, but it's so great. I'm going to bring Tyson in, who is the publisher, and yeah, we'll talk about how that all got started.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hey, Tyson, how's it going?
It's going well. Just reporting here from the HQ. Congratulations. Happy pub date coming up.
Yeah, thank you so much. What is it like? 4 hours. It's officially out there, I guess.
Almost there. Well, I've told you before, but officially, it's just such an honor to be a part of this. And aside from putting together a great book, it's just been amazing to work with you. You're a dream author, and we just have so much fun together. And I hope that this is something that just continues on to more books.
Absolutely, that would be great. So I can actually ask you some questions. I'm curious. What did you think when I first emailed you? I know we were working on the Necrogoblicon book, which I did the photos for that, which was awesome, and that's how we met. What did you think the first time I sent you, like, hey, I have this project I've been working on. Check it out.
I do remember the moment you sent me a Dropbox link, and that's what I pulled up. The first thing I thought was that I had never thought of piecing those concepts together in a fine art way. I mean, it was pretty obvious to me that it was just dying to be put into book form and explored that way. So that wasn't so much of a decision. I definitely felt like there was a market for it. The first thing that went through my mind was, is this something that we could do justice to? I mean, we've done a number of visual books, but I wouldn't say that we're an art book publisher. Um, so I knew we were qualified enough to give it a shot, but it's a big undertaking, and you're a real photographer that has a great eye, and there are a lot of moving parts. So that's what I immediately thought of. But when I found out that you just had been working on this for so long and had this trove of material, is pretty fascinating. I mean, 400 plus models, and that's pretty wild.
Awesome. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, you've seen the depth of this project, whereas most people, like this book, is just scratching the surface of what's there. There's so much. And I realize my audio is coming through my computer, and my mic is also my computer. So I'm going to take these off because why? Yeah, so I talk about this in a lot of interviews because for me, it was kind of a solidifying moment when we first met in person. Of course, we've been emailing back and forth, but I came into the office for our first in-person meeting, and you're wearing a Satyricon hoodie, and that kind of locked in. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I had to wear it in because I've heard this story before, and I had to wear it in honor.
Ah, perfect. So yeah, I went into my first meeting with Tyson, and you never know what you're going to get with a publisher, with someone else you're working with when you're putting another chef in the kitchen, so to speak. He's wearing a Satyricon hoodie, and then we talked about black metal for like an hour or two before we even discussed any details with the book, which was awesome, knowing someone like has the same love for black metal, the same affinity for the artwork. They understand what I'm trying to do, why I'm trying to do it, what it is, and they're as excited about it as I am, which was awesome. I mean, I keep on saying this, but like every little detail that I think would annoy anybody else, because I'm a very like kind of person when it comes to, ooh, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do this? We're just like, yep, we're going to do it. We got to do it the right way, which was so awesome, and endlessly appreciative for that. Thank you.
Likewise. Yeah, I'm definitely, I mean, my interest in this is multi-layered, but first and foremost, it's just I'm a fan, and being able to get involved with this stuff, and not only that, bringing the music into it, just which came in at the last minute. It's just such a treat. I mean, I'm a nut. This amp right here is part of the Satyricon gear.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when they stopped touring North America and they sold all their North American gear. I mean, I'm a nut.
That's awesome. That's so sick. That rolls. Hopefully they'll tour here again, but I know they were like, we're never gonna tour America again. But hopefully. We have a good question. I'm not sure if this is for me or for both of us, but since working with Rarebird, do you think more niche books like this will happen? On my end, absolutely. I'll be doing different stuff as much as I can. In terms of Rarebird,
Yeah, I mean, we love niche books. As long as I'm interpreting that the way it's intended, we're always looking for creative angles to work with authors, photographers, creative people. I mean, I think that there's definitely more than one way to approach good material. So, I mean, clearly we did all these different editions and these bundles that we have available. We're not afraid to do that stuff. And, I mean, I think that would probably make a lot of publishers, I mean, it makes printers freak out, even just looking at all these files. But yeah, I mean, we think there's a whole market of creative books that nobody's even touching right now, and we'd love to continue exploring that.
for those who don't know, Rarebird is such a great publisher. They put out such amazing books. Definitely check them out. Tara, can you put their link in the chat? All their books usually come signed, which is really, really cool. I'm an autograph collector, so that's really awesome. Some come with vinyl, such as my book, and some other books like Necrogoblicon comes with vinyl. What are some of the other books that come with vinyl?
We've got a lot. The first book we put out on vinyl audiobook was Chuck Palahniuk's Fight Club 2. He obviously wrote Fight Club, and then we did a Fight Club 2 story with him. And we put out our audio vinyl the same time that Dark Horse Comics was putting out his graphic novel for the same material. And that kind of kickstarted a lot of stuff. But we did a 7-inch with Duff McKagan from Guns N' Roses as a companion piece. It's not black metal, but it's another kind of creative way to mix vinyl and music with books. So I mean, we've done a lot of stuff. If you go to our site and check out all the vinyl tabs, and we have a lot more coming next year.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely check out Rarebird Books. We're going to be giving away some books, so you know what? I think we should give one away right now. Let's give away a Necrogoblicon book. All right, first person who can tell me their favorite Necrogoblicon song in the chat will win it. So we'll see who wins it. Whoever comes up first. Oh, here we go. Rage Monster, you won the Necrogoblicon book. Email me, jeremysaffer@gmail.com. Let me title Bears and let me know you won, and we'll get that out to you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. And are those signed by John Goblicon?
They are.
They are. Perfect. So it's an autographed copy.
Yeah, we currently have, we don't always have John Goblicon stock signed, but right now we do.
That's awesome. He's a hard goblin to get a hold of.
He's tough. Yeah. I mean, he's been busy lately too. This past batch, I had to drive over myself to his little hobbit cave.
What was the hardest part of making the book? For me, it was choosing which photos would go in the book and what order, because there's so much to choose from with over 400 models, tons and tons of shoots. Some models I've shot twice, so thousands and thousands and thousands of images. Something I always have trouble with is cutting that down and making that work. What about for you, Tyson?
aside from the file sizes and and the drives, I think, yeah, I mean, it's the embarrassment of riches. I mean, with so much material, your first instinct is let's just do 1,000-page book. And really, I mean, we have a regular saying in the book industry that every book is a book, not the book, because if you approach a book project with the idea that you're going to put everything in there in the kitchen sink, then it's really a recipe for disaster, because first, it's never possible. You're always going to forget something, but you're just going to end up with something that's so massive and huge. And I think it's the same thing I told you many times, where it's, let's just start everything, get the ball rolling. If it's working, we'll just do more books.
Yeah, here's hoping it does well in volume 2 and volume 3 and volume 4, and we can just keep going with it. Well, Tyson, I'm going to bring in Ashley and talk about the design work. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and thank you so much for everything.
I really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks, dude. All right, we're going to bring in Ashley, who actually did all the merch designs, all the guitar picks designs, designed the logos, and modeled for the book many times. She's the cover of the Bathory edition, the Bloody edition. And yeah, here she is from upstate New York.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm here and, as you know, completely awkward on any form of camera. So.
Oh, no worries. Me too. This is my first actual streaming thing, so I'm just good luck, everybody else. So someone asked a question, and I think it was for Tyson and I. But being that you're a big black metal fan, we can both answer this one. What's your favorite Satyricon record? For me, it's Nemesis, no question. But I do love the Live at the Opera thing they did with the Norwegian National Opera.
The Live at the Opera is just its own freaking thing.
Oh my God, I listened
the first time I actually watched that was at your place.
Oh, awesome. Dude, it's so good.
So good.
But yeah, let's talk about how we first connected. I know, did you model for me first, or did you assist me in photo shoots first? Because I know, of course, you assisted me for many band photo shoots and music videos too. You were on set for my first music video I shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about that
in this moment.
Yeah, for the fighter.
Yeah. At first, it was modeling. Gotcha. And then I started assisting for you basically immediately after, because I knew my way around camera equipment, being a photographer myself.
Yeah, you're an amazing
photographer. They didn't really have to teach me much. Yeah. So yeah, I started with the modeling, found you online, and we had mutual friends. And then I thought the project was awesome, and I had various corpse painty projects of my own going on as well. So it all just meshed very well. Yeah,
the 30 days of corpse paint you did, I think any fan of black metal would have seen that. It's so awesome. If you haven't seen it, definitely look up. It's 30 days of corpse paint, right? Is what it's called?
Yeah, it was 30 days of corpse paint. It's YouTube, Instagram. It's kind of all over Google, weirdly enough.
Yeah, if you Google corpse paint, you'll see her face a lot. It's so awesome. She did such an awesome job with that, doing different corpse paints for 30 days. So sick. And we shot for the book, 3 or 4 times? We shot a bunch.
3 times. Yeah, and it was across a long period. It was between 2015 and 2017. I think it was the last one we did.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you feel being the bloody cover? I think you're the only model in the book that used blood, which I thought was really cool.
Well, I mean, I think I pushed the blood on you. I was pretty insistent I wanted to do a bloody one.
Fair.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, back then it was the first new photo shoot I had done at all.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was like, oh, this will come out eventually. Interesting. And now, so many years later, it's actually just really awesome.
Dude, I am so stoked for you to see the book, to have it in your hands and be able to flip through it.
Yeah, I never, of course, never expected to be on the cover. I was actually pretty convinced, being completely unexperienced in modeling, that these probably aren't the ones he's going to use at all.
No,
But it was a fun experience.
A few times for sure. And actually, I can show you something I don't know that you've seen. And of course, Ashley designed this as well. This is the Daughters of Darkness zip-up hoodie, which she is on the back of. Sorry, my camera's reversed, so it's tricky to figure out, but there she is on the back of the hoodie. And these come with the box set edition.
Yeah, so I said my husband is actually, he wants to buy one of those just because he thinks it's funny to wear my naked photo on his back.
Well, I'm sure we can make that happen. No question.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Cool. So I'm going to take a couple questions.
I'm trying to follow these at the same time.
Was this project meant to take as long as it did, or did it just get bigger and bigger the more models you shot? It definitely wasn't supposed to take as long as it did, and it did get bigger and bigger the more models I shot, in that I did reach out to some publishers years ago trying to make it happen, but fine art nude book publishers were like, nope, this is too metal for us. And then metal record labels, metal clothing companies were like, nope, this is way too naked for us. So it was really difficult to get someone who would be into the convergence of both of those aspects. And luckily I found Rarebird, who are all about it. Thanks for your question, Jordan. Let me get up to another question. Not being critical here, but curious about the $666 price on the wooden box set. Definitely a fun number, but pricey. The box set is handmade. The book is hand sewn. And if you look at all the extras it comes with the book with the slipcover, the vinyl, a hoodie, 30 prints, a velvet throw, candles, a set of corpse paint. It comes with a lot of stuff, and you definitely get what you pay for that version. It is expensive, and we were trying to come up with a good number, which was above 666, but I was like, nah, drop it down, make it that fun number. All right. I see a bunch of friends in the chat. Names I recognize. Thank you. Check this out. In the word of horror fans everywhere, more blood. There was a lot of blood we used on that shoot. Well, that you used on that shoot. There was quite a bit.
People saw some of the behind the scenes. I made a bloody mess in your studio.
It was fun though, for sure.
Okay.
All right. Question for you both. How different has it been to do photo shoots during the pandemic? So for me, I didn't do photo shoots from March until like 6 months after. And even then I just did, a one-on-one, well, myself, an assistant, her, an assistant, just a music video with just 4 people in the room. Beyond that, I've just been doing very, very limited photo shoots, wearing a mask the whole time, and not many. I'm kind of really picky about it and trying to not do too many photo shoots. With no bands touring, I don't really have bands to shoot. So I'm just kind of doing model work right now. What about for you, Ashley?
Basically everything I had planned for the year got tanked. So it's just been the occasional one-on-one. And then I just started doing a lot more self-portraiture to kind of keep the creative juice going. And that's been pretty good, but I had a lot of travel events and some weddings and some good stuff that I really wish could have happened, but pandemic.
That sort of shut us all down, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately the pandemic kind of killed a lot, but we'll get back to it. Yeah, I think this is the longest I've gone without us hanging out doing photo nerd things. We need to get back to it.
Yeah, probably. Well, we were going to recently, but life.
But I ended up in the hospital, and that was no fun.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, hopefully soon. I'm going to bring on our next guest. Thank you so much, Ashley, for being here. I really appreciate it. Tara, can you post her social links in the chat so people can follow her should they want to? Which you should, because she's amazing. Also, here she is on a guitar pick. Thank you for all your amazing work with this book, from modeling for it, doing all the design work, all the graphic design on all the merch and the logos. The logos are incredible. Oh, let me show the Rarebird logo you made, because this is awesome. She also made a logo for the publisher Rarebird, which looks so sick on the guitar pick, by the way. Oh, man.
Well, it fits that shape really well.
It does. So thank you so much for everything, and we will talk soon.
Awesome. And congrats. This is so great it's coming out.
I'm pumped. Thank you so much. I'll catch you soon.
Catch you soon.
All right. Next up, I'm going to bring on Francesca from Fate Destroyed. Some of you might have heard her band before. She's been in a few bands prior to that. Amazing human being, and here she is.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. I got off work and was like, I have to look like a human being. So it was like the rush to put a face on before we did this. But I'm here in front of my wall of guitar. It's good.
You got some Schecters back there? Is that what's happening?
They're all Schecters, baby.
Nice.
I have like a whole wall of them because, I mean, before I was a singer, I did bass playing. And so I needed instruments with which to do that, I guess. So.
Awesome. Can you talk a little bit about your history in bands so people know where to look up, the music you've done?
Yeah, for sure. So my introduction to you, actually, and my introduction to Los Angeles, I was in a metalcore band called Kuza, who's a good friend of yours and a good friend of mine. And so I played bass for them, and that was really cool. We started doing a lot of stuff, but then the band kind of went a different direction, or he took a break or whatever. But anyway, so then I moved on and I joined a band called The Dreaming, which was, I played bass for them, and that had Chris Hull from Stabbing Westward, and I got to play some Stabbing Westward reunion shows, which was really fucking incredible. I toured with Motionless in White, but that was just doing fire breathing, so I didn't actually play instruments for them. And then I've done like a lot of guest spots playing bass, just like for shows, and then now I have my own band called Fate Destroyed, surprise, surprise. And I sing in that band. I don't actually play music in that one. I mean, I play music, but I'm not an instrumentalist. It's all on tape. It's all fake. Just kidding.
Which is awesome. Tara, can you post the Fate Destroyed Facebook or the Fate Destroyed Instagram so they can follow Fate Destroyed and check out the songs?
Yeah,
and, I can't wait till we can actually do a Fate Destroyed photo shoot.
That's gonna be awesome. And the album is pretty much done. The pandemic, like, in a way, helped us speed up getting it done, but then sort of slowed it down. But anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about the book. This is like way more exciting than what I'm doing.
Well, the book's finally coming out, which is awesome. Do you want to talk about our shoot? We shot in LA at Photo Film Stage, right?
We did shoot at Photo Film Stage, and it wasn't our first shoot, and it was it was like kind of last second. I think you were just in town, and you were like, hey, so I know you want to do like this photo shoot, because I was actually shooting some stuff I did for Schecter with that bass, actually. And you shot it for me, and you were like, hey, so I did this, but like I had this other project. Do you feel comfortable doing, this other thing? And I just thought it was such a cool idea, because I feel so often that women sort of get overlooked in the metal community, and like, you get like this moniker of being like too manly and something, or too feminine for metal. And so this book was like such a great juxtaposition of showing that like you can be brutal and then also be feminine and beautiful. So I was really interested in doing it. So I remember we did the shoot, and I remember that I had such a hard time putting on the corpse paint. I was not good at it, that's for sure. I think it's because I was like trying to do powder instead of actual like gunky liquid and it didn't work the way I wanted, but it came out cool. The only thing I regret is that I didn't have my breast implants then, because I feel like the shoe would have come out with them.
Yeah.
No, but the shoe came out really cool. I was really excited. And when I first got to see the photos back from it, I was just like, it was like years later, and I was like, wow, like that was me as like my first introduction to Los Angeles, and I had just moved here, and I was in my first band here, and how much has changed, you know? Really cool.
Yeah. I remember that was early on when you moved there. Awesome. And yeah, for those who don't know, this whole process, this 12-year process of shooting for it and putting it together, I kept those photos pretty much on lock. So the models are kind of seeing the photos for the first time, some from 12 years ago, some from 5 years ago. I think we probably shot 4 or 5 years ago, maybe longer.
It was like 7 years ago. It was a long time ago. Yeah, it was like 7 years ago. I was like 23 or 24. I still had long hair. I don't miss my long hair, but no, it was really cool. And what I don't know, I think like, I don't really know how to explain this, but shooting with you in that experience was very vastly different from shooting with you for like a editorial kind of experience. I think that's because whenever you are working with an artist and you're working with them on a project about which they're extremely passionate or like really care about it or very interested in it, you can like see their brain working and like analyzing every part of it. And it just felt like, I don't know, it just was really cool to see you like in your groove, in your element, like, no, I need this and the lighting should go here. And it was just, I don't know, it was really cool to watch. I liked it.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, because I think when we shot, we did so much different stuff. That's what I did with every shoot. We did a bunch of different lighting, bunch of different setups, and we kind of took the best of the best from that.
Yeah, we did some stuff that was like white background and some stuff that was like really dramatic lighting, and it was cool because I mean, I had never done fine art nudes before. I had shot nude before, but never fine art nudes. So we were all teenagers once. But now I'm in my 30s. But no, so it was really cool because it showed me really a different side of modeling, and I felt like I really learned a lot about posing my body and getting the correct lines, and I think it really helped me in all the preceding shoots I've done since then. So this is good.
Awesome. Glad to hear it. And yeah, you still model. You still, like, aside from the band, you're still doing modeling, right?
Yeah, I mean, I used to do more like product stuff, you know, like for clothing lines. Be like, oh, you should buy it. Or for Schecter, I would model their guitars or whatever. So now it's more just like photo shoots than modeling, but it's still fun. It's still cool. I really like it. And you know, especially in the world of a pandemic, being able to express yourself with an artistic medium such as photography, anything that's visual is so important, because I can't get out on a stage and play my music and keep myself relevant. I can't do that. I can't do any of that. So I'm very limited in the capacity that I have to create visual content that keeps us, you know, around. So yeah, it's important to keep doing that kind of stuff.
I feel like anyone who's in a band is also automatically a model because they get their photos taken so often.
Yeah.
I think bands get photographed probably more than models, honestly.
But you know what sucks is that without question, we definitely also get the worst photos taken of us because they're always like mid-action, mid-scream, scrunched up face weirdness, on stage sweating, your makeup off. You're just like, but it's part of the experience.
Yeah, absolutely. It captures the energy of the show. All right, I'm going to answer a couple questions in the chat. How did you get the forward by Danny Filth? So Cradle of Filth is very much a big part of the foundation of the book. Luckily, both Cradle of Filth and I have the same management, Des and Anastasia from Oracle, who are the best managers on earth, the most incredible people. They're watching this with, you know, eagle vision right now, making sure everything goes smoothly, making sure everything is on point. And they did so much work behind the scenes to make this happen and help put this together and make everything perfect, which is awesome. And when we were looking for someone to write the foreword, we were thinking, you know, who would make the most sense. And, you know, the dream person was Cradle of Filth, who was with Danny, because he inspired so much of this book and they made it happen, which is awesome. So thank you, Des and Anastasia. You are incredible. Big thanks to Oracle Management for making that happen. You guys are amazing. Let's see if there's any questions for both of us in here. Did the models do their own corpse paint? Yes, every model in the book did their own corpse paint. Do you want to talk about your design for the corpse paint?
So, I really wanted to not do like the immortal corpse paint. I didn't want it to be so crisp line. I wanted it to be like really messy and kind of grungy. And I kind of chose that. I guess like a few years back, I had done this makeup for this costume for Halloween where I was like a demon banshee thing. And I at the time I had dreads and I had these big horns and it was like almost sort of tribal inspired, but not appropriating anybody's culture. Just like that mystic witch kind of, sea witch banshee dark kind of style, and I thought that would be cool to incorporate. So instead of using like really thick dark black lines, I wanted to do something that was a little more faded and foggy and strange, and I think it actually came out cool.
Yeah, I think it looks awesome. Cool. So I'm gonna do a giveaway and get on to the next guest. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate
thank you so much. I'm so excited to see the book. I can't wait to touch it and smell it and hold it.
Thank you. I can't wait to see your reaction when you have it in your hands. It's going to be awesome.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you so much for everything.
Thank you.
All right. So our first big giveaway of the night. The Daughters of Darkness Test Press set. We picked 3 winners at random, and the first winner is going to be Jeff, I might be pronouncing this wrong, Jeff Berthlet. So with your order of Daughters of Darkness, you are getting this test press set. Cool. And I'm going to answer a couple more questions before our next guest pops on. Let's see. How much did you actually have to get done in the crunch time between the announcement of the book and delivering it? It was a lot of editing because I re-edited every image in the book so the editing was more cohesive rather than something that was edited, 10 years ago as opposed to now. Getting in touch with every single model in the book, making sure their credit was correct and all that. It basically took up until the day we put the book into the publisher. And I was lucky that this happened during a pandemic, plus and minus that I didn't have any work, but this landed in my lap and I had to work on it for basically 6 months. That's how long it pretty much took to put it together. And we made it just in the nick of time, and now it's ready. Let me see. Next question. Will there be reprints? Yeah, I mean, if this first run sells out, there will be another run. That's why there's always a first edition, second edition. So hopefully this book will be around for a very long time, and hopefully it'll sell out and need a rerun. Here's hoping. All right. What is one song from Fate Destroyed I should listen to that would get me into the band? I am honestly not well versed with their song titles. That would be, I should have popped this up while Francesca was in here, but definitely check them out because Francesca rules and the band's awesome. Great people. Let's see. Fair. I like all the different variety of corpse paint in the book. There's so much variety of every type of corpse paint you can imagine in the book, for sure. Was I worried about the pictures looking the same over a long period of time between shoots and my experience? No, the cool thing about looking through the book is you can see kind of where I was, what type of lighting I was using, what type of camera I was using, what type of lenses I was using. And you can kind of, every time I flip through it, that shoot, every shot is kind of a memory of that photo shoot and that time and what gear I was using and what my, technique was at the time. So it was always changing. I'm going to bring in the next guest, Lauren.
Hi, Jeremy.
How's it going?
Hi.
So Lauren modeled for the book a couple times, and she was also my assistant, assisting many photo shoots with bands for years and years. How did we even meet? At shows, right?
Yeah, we just kept seeing each other, like Warped Tour, the Palladium, then just kind of went from there.
Awesome. One of the things I love is anytime I see you or your cousin at a show, like back in the day, you were always with your moms. Who are they twins or just sisters?
No, they're just sisters. They look very alike.
Gotcha. So yeah, anytime I would see her, I'd see her with her mom and her cousin who was also with her mom, which was really cool. It's awesome to have supportive parents who just like, yeah, let's go to every show we possibly can, which is awesome. So how did we get to meeting at a show, knowing each other from shows, and shooting?
I think just one day, because I remember I was asking you camera questions because I was interested in trying out photography, and then one thing just led to another, and I mentioned maybe doing a shoot with you, and then we mentioned the corpse paint idea, and I thought it was really cool, and I decided to try it.
Awesome. Yeah, and you're in there with two different colors of hair for sure, which is awesome. How did you feel about the experience shooting together? Because I know that was one of your first shoots, right?
That was my very first shoot, and it was a little bit awkward just because I had never done a shoot, so I didn't know what to really expect. But just really quickly into it, it became really fun, especially like the outdoorsy kind of scenes with like the dead trees and everything. That was really cool. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, especially getting ready for it with the makeup too.
Awesome. You stoked for it to finally be out?
Yes, to finally see the photos like in an actual really big book, like I never thought I'd ever end up in a book like that, so it's actually really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, and you shot for it like long ago. I think the first shoot we did for it was probably 5 or 6 years ago, right? Something like that.
Yeah, and I barely had any tattoos, so I'm just like I only had a little bit of outline on my arms. That was it.
Well, you finally got to see the shots. How did you feel about them when you finally got to see everything?
I thought it was awesome. Just the way that, especially with like the kind of dark shadows, that was really cool. The ones with like all the claw hands, everything are my favorites. I don't want to spoil too much, but they were really awesome. You made me look awesome.
Awesome. Now, you assisted me for a bunch of shoots. Did you do any black metal shoots?
I think we were gonna do King Diamond at Mayhem, but I don't think that ended up happening. Or maybe we did the drummer, but it wasn't really like the whole like makeup on set. King Diamond himself.
Oh, that's when we were doing the Vic Firth thing, and we were shooting all the Vic Firth drummers.
Yep.
Cool. I didn't get to talk about this a lot with Ashley, but do you want to talk a little bit about like being an assistant in a photo shoot? I'm sure some photo people would be interested in that.
Yeah, it was really interesting because I don't know too much about photography like Ashley does, but I thought it was cool like getting all the setups done, then all the test shoots, kind of seeing how you do the lighting and how you do those cool effects just by little light switches, I guess you could say, like turn one on here, one off there. Just like those little changes can make the biggest effects on the actual photo and outcome.
Awesome. What was your favorite shoot that you were on?
Like one that I assisted.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to choose that one, honestly, because there's just so many.
Well, I know one of your favorites is Wednesday for sure.
Yes, that was a really fun one. I think one of the Rock and Shock ones too, you did Derek. Those ones were really cool. Derek Mears.
Oh, he's the nicest guy ever, isn't he?
He's awesome. I love him. Another one. I'm trying to think. Because I thought I didn't assist the one with the Jason suit, but that one's really cool too. Yeah, there's just too much to choose from. The escape ones were really cool too from Clifton.
Oh, upstate New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clifton Park. Were you with me the day we just played played Mortal Kombat like all day on the bus?
I think so. There were a few different times we played Mortal Kombat with them, so it's kind of hard to get them mixed up.
That's always fun. Awesome. I'm going to grab a couple questions to answer. Let me see this. Were there times you wanted to just stop the project? How'd you stay motivated over 12 years? So over the last 2 years, I kind of stopped shooting for it as much as I was doing before because I was sort of getting to the point where, okay, I've put it out to publishers so much, I've put it out to labels, I've put it out to all sorts of people, and they just don't want to publish it. But I had to kind of slow down and move on with, I was so busy with band work that I couldn't really do a lot of corpse paint shoots. But since this book has, been happening, I started doing more corpse paint shoots lately that, obviously they're not in the book because I did them after the book was put together. And yeah, I'm really pumped for what the future could be with this project, as it's going to be ongoing rather than over with this book. Sean sends a heart. Cool. Tara, can you post Lauren's links so people can follow Lauren? Oh, awesome. You already did. Never mind. Thank you. So what have you been working on, Lauren? You're also an amazing artist.
Yeah, I've actually got a couple of commission pieces lately because I have a friend that has a shop in Haverhill, an oddity shop, and because we couldn't do Oddfest this year due to the pandemic, we had some of our art on display, and I guess a couple of people that purchased some prints there, they reached out to me and they had me do a couple of commission pieces. So I got a really cool dog one going on right now.
Awesome.
And I've just been trying to just crank out as much of the spooky pieces that I can since Halloween's in 2 days.
Yep. And Halloween's going to be so different this year than every other year, unfortunately.
I know. We're going to try and make the most of it. We're still getting dressed up.
Nice. That's the way to be. I can't wait to see the photos.
Yes.
Awesome. So I'm going to do another giveaway and then bring on the next guest. Thank you so much for joining us and for being a part of the book and for always being so awesome. Tara and I miss you a bunch. We hope we get to hang soon.
I miss you guys too. Bye, Jeremy.
See ya. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to give away another book. Let's see. I'm going to give away a copy of the Flake book from Rammstein. It's a book signed by him. So the first person who can tell me their favorite Rammstein song will win an autographed copy of the Rammstein book. In the chat, whoever's first up. Dre Boy Kid. And everybody says Du Hast. Really? Big ups for Equal. For a different song than Du Hast. All right. Well, I have 2 copies of that to give away, so there'll be another giveaway later. But Dre Boy Kid, I'm pretty sure that's Lewis. Email me at jeremysaffer@gmail.com and we will get that book to you. Awesome. I'm going to bring on the next guest, Lady Luna. Hey, how's it going?
Hello. How's it going?
How are you feeling? I know earlier today you were dealing with some stuff. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I actually took some Mucinex and all that jazz, and I'm actually feeling pretty good right now.
Awesome. I'm telling you, elderberry. Elderberry is the game changer. Gotta get some.
See, I'm so iffy about like gummies and stuff because I'll never forget the one time there was like this like melatonin gummy I took and I wanted to barf.
I could see that happening, but elderberry is definitely very good for you, and they have drops, liquid, everything.
Dope.
So definitely check it out.
I'll have to check it out.
So remind me, how did we first meet and get connected and get to a photo shoot?
I was literally just about to say MySpace, and I'm like, no, wait, way ahead of that.
Yeah,
I think it was
after MySpace era.
I think I was too young in the MySpace era. Was it Instagram?
Yeah, it had to have been Facebook, Instagram, something like that.
Yeah, one of the two.
I think we met through Krista.
Yes.
Many years ago. But we didn't actually shoot until like years after that.
Yeah. It was, I had different hair color then.
You definitely did. And there's already a question for you.
Oh.
What shade is your lipstick? It's so pretty.
Okay, don't judge me. The top layer is Kylie Jenner. Someone gave it to me, okay? And then I really don't know the other one. It was just some cheap Ulta, not bougie. I don't remember, honestly, but I know the top layer is Kylie Jenner.
There you go.
I don't normally wear her cosmetics, so.
Wear what works, you know?
That's right.
So let's talk about the first time we did a photo shoot. You want to talk a little bit about our first shoot together? How it was?
Yeah, it was actually like super fun. I actually brought like a friend with me because, whenever I do shoots with anybody for the first time, I always bring a friend. And I remember, okay, I'm like jumping a bit here, but I'll never forget the first shoot. You took me to a Mexican restaurant. We had like mariachi musicians play in the back.
Yes, Frontera.
Okay, I didn't
Frontera
remember.
Grill.
Okay, are they still open?
Yes, they are. They're doing like curbside pickup and stuff like that.
We'll have to do like a reunion there when everything is back to normal. But
Absolutely.
The first shoot, I think I just remember you being so excited, and I remember your expression and the way that you say it. You were just like, corpse paint. Corpse paint. and like I've never done anything like that, and you mentioned that, and I was like, you know what, I need to step out of the box and try something new. So I was so down to do it.
Awesome. So how did you come up with your corpse paint design?
I kind of just winged it.
I think most people did.
Yeah, I kind of just winged it. I looked at a couple Google images and I'm like, all right, got something in my head, and I just went at it.
Awesome. Well, it came out great. And
Well,
we
thank
did a couple corpse paint shoots, right? Did we do one or did we do like
I think we did one. We were supposed to do one last month, but you had your boo-boo.
Yeah. Got hospitalized. That's always fun.
No, it's not.
But we definitely shot a couple times.
Yeah, I think we've shot more
But
than
we just
once.
didn't do corpse paint the other time.
Yeah. I think the last shoot we did, you were like experimenting with different lights, and you had me like constantly like going like that.
Oh, the stroboscopic stuff.
Yeah.
I'm stoked for that to come out. That's a series I've been working on for a little while, and that will come out eventually.
Well, I can't wait.
So what have you been doing during the pandemic? I know things have kind of slowed down. You were in Florida for a while, but you're back up north now, right?
Yeah, I'm back home. I've been staying in my hometown during the pandemic with my boyfriend, because like I would have went crazy if I was just in my studio apartment by myself for like 4 months straight, 4 to 6 months straight. I'd go nuts. But what I've done this year, the only eventful thing that's happened to me this year is I got my tonsils removed. Woohoo!
That's exciting. But
No!
more.
No! I haven't done anything this year. It's
Fair.
just, it's been quite the year.
Now, one thing I'll always remember is I had a photo shoot with, I think, like Hailstorm or In This Moment in Utica, where you live.
Oh, it was a hailstorm.
It was Hailstorm.
I don't live in Utica anymore.
Oh, gotcha. The
Got
photo
out of
shoot
there.
was in Utica, but then we had something called Upside Down Pizza. And let me tell you guys,
Yes.
Upside Down Pizza is awesome. And it's upside down pizza. It's like the crust, the sauce, and then everything's on the bottom.
No.
You explain it better. You explain.
It is the crust, the cheese, and then they have the sauce on top, and then they sprinkle like Parmesan cheese on it. They actually do it in Chicago. It's like, it looks like they're deep dish pizzas, but it's like not deep dish. It just is shaped like regular. I don't know. I'm not a pizza connoisseur. It's just like shaped like regular pizza, but it looks like the deep dish pizzas.
Well, I will say if anyone gets the chance to have upside down pizza, have it. It's so good. And I've not seen it anywhere else but there. So.
Yeah, no, you want to know something funny? Do you remember that one time the last time we shot and I was at your house, I was like, I call you, I text you, I'm like, hey, I'm stopping by the Upside Down Pizza store on my way there. You want me to grab you some? It was cold by the time I got there, but
Still upside down pizza. Still
upside down
amazing.
pizza.
So good.
You know, they actually, at that pizza place, they actually sell a jar of the sauce that you can make at home. And I'm honestly considering like making you a care package for Christmas with just that sauce.
Ooh, I can learn how to make upside down pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Always good.
Mm-hmm. I love how like, hi, welcome to our stream. We're talking about pizza.
Yeah. Well, I mean, pizza and black metal and photography are all awesome things. You
They
can't
all go
have
together.
black metal photos and not like pizza. Pizza's great. And pineapple does go on pizza.
We'll have to debate that.
It's so good. Hawaiian's where it's at. I love it.
I can't even eat regular pineapple.
Fair. It's not for everybody, I suppose.
No, but I don't judge on what you put on your pizza unless it's anchovies. Okay, then I'm judging you.
Yeah, I'm not about anchovies for sure. So, getting off pizza, how do you feel now that the book's finally coming out?
I'm so excited. Like, this is, you want to know something? Okay, so my buddy Charlie literally calls me up and goes, Luna, if I see any more pictures of you in corpse paint, I'm going to have to marry you. Like, he was such a fan.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I was like, you don't understand, like, the feedback that I got on them. Like, people were just, like, so, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, floored. That's the word I'm looking for. They were so floored at the whole project. And I think it's so cool. I think it's so cool because, you know, I grew up in a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Plain lifestyle. And it's just so fun to go out of the box and do things different, do things that would make a nun clutch their rosary when you walk by them.
Absolutely, and that's why I love Cradle of Filth and their merch. When I was a kid, I always loved wearing their shirts and seeing like the reactions of people who saw those shirts. And I feel like the black metal aesthetic is just such a widely interesting kind of thing. So like fans of black metal are drawn to it obviously because they love black metal, but people who don't know what black metal is, who might be somewhat, they know it exists, they're always like, oh, what is that? But then you have dudes who are fans and they're seeing women in corpse paint and they're like, that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. You want to know something funny? I was 12 years old when I like first started like going through my like Hot Topic, like gothy. That's when it all started. Like I had a friend of mine introduce me to Cradle of Filth, and I remember like blasting it in my bedroom, and my mother like walking in just so frightened, like, my daughter, what's happened to her? You know. It's fun. It's fun to play at family parties. I love it.
Absolutely. Cradle's great. Like,
I love them. I do.
Musically, they're incredible.
I do.
I'm getting all sorts of pizza comments in here. Colin just ate pizza and is listening to black metal. Pineapple does belong on pizza. Pineapple on pizza, thumbs up. Lots of fans of pineapple and pizza here. So that's good.
Hey, it's your preference, man. But try the upside down pizza. Look it up. It's actually called Joe's Pizza in Whitesboro. If you want to know like what the pizza actually looks like. And I think they have something on their website that says how to make it. So if anybody is interested, Joe's Pizza. Not sponsored.
Check it out. Upside down pizza is amazing. All right. So we're going to get to the next giveaway. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. It was awesome seeing your face. It's been too long.
I know it has. We got to make plans soon.
Absolutely.
Bye, love.
Take care. Thank you.
Yep. How do I end it?
All right. So we're going to do another giveaway. We have another set of test presses from the soundtrack. And they are going to go to Karen Moorside, who is a model in the book. I know that. So awesome. Karen, go ahead and email me and we will make sure this test press is included with your copy of the book. And while we're doing that, why don't we give away another book? let's give away a copy of Piggy D's book, autographed by Piggy D. It actually comes out tomorrow along with my book. They come out the same day. And let's see, the best way to do this. All right, name me 2 bands Piggy D is in right now. Name both his bands, and whoever answers first will win an autographed copy of... Oh, actually, I'll go with the first 2 because we have 2 copies. No, we'll do something different for the second one. But Kaylee, I'm not sure which it is. I'm so sorry. She's one of my amazing patrons on Patreon. You've won the Piggy D book, so please email me and we will get you the autographed Piggy D book. I figure if someone already gave you the answer, it's a little too easy to give you the second one. But hey, let's give away another book. Let's give away Doomed to Fail, which is a doom metal book. And it's kind of the history of doom metal. It's really, really cool. It's called Doomed to Fail, and it's also on Rarebird. I'm going to give away 2 of these. Tell me your favorite doom metal band and why. And if you pick my favorite doom band, you automatically win, but you won't. All right, so whoever's first with... Cult Leader, you named my favorite doom metal band immediately. 2 of you in a row. Cult Leader, email me, jeremysaffer@gmail.com. Motnori, email me, jeremysaffer@gmail.com. You 2 both win Doomed to Fail. Copies of that book. And I love that I'm seeing so many people say Candlemass, because Candlemass is the best doom metal band of all time. Nightfall. The album Nightfall is the best. Just listen to Candlemass, Nightfall. It's what you need. All right, let's give away one more book before we get to our next guest, Dorian. Let's see. Let's give away a Necrogoblikon book. All right, so the first person to tell me who your favorite movie goblin is will win a Necrogoblikon, a signed Necrogoblikon book. Your favorite goblin in a movie. Green Goblin. I mean, technically he's kind of a goblin, but he's human. Go with a goblin who's actually a goblin. Though I do think that's a decent answer. Go with a goblin. Jareth the Goblin King does not count because he is human. Luke from Halloween Town. Now, I've never seen Halloween Town. Is Luke a goblin? Who's seen Halloween Town? Well, I'm going to say he's a goblin, and you're going to get a goblin book. So, Mommy Dearest, who I think is Jane, please email me, jeremysaffer@gmail.com, and you win the amazing self-help book John Goblikon wrote with my photos all in it. All right, we're going to bring in the next guest, Dorian, who is the cover model for the box set. Hey, how's it going?
Jeremy.
Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's great. I hope I don't have too much of an echo going on.
No, it's not bad at all. Well, over here I can't hear it at all, so awesome. So we actually shot on both coasts. We shot on the East Coast first and then on the West Coast. Yeah, do you want to talk about our first photo shoot?
Yeah, the first one was really cool because it was shot in like your hometown, I think, in Massachusetts. And I had never actually been to the East Coast before, so it was my first time getting to experience that entire area. And I think your studio's in a different place now. So that photo shoot was cool because we got to shoot at the old studio that had the basement underneath. which was super spooky. I don't remember what the original building used to be, but I get like old meat packing plant vibes from it.
It was an old paper mill. Chicopee, Massachusetts, as well as Holyoke, is known for their paper.
Okay, not as spooky as meat packing plant, but in my head, it was a meat packing plant.
Yeah, it's a paper city is Chicopee. But yeah, I had that studio for 12 years, and 2 years ago, I closed it down and moved it to an in-home studio, which thankfully during a pandemic is the greatest thing ever. So next time you actually come up to shoot, if you ever make it back to the East Coast, we'll be shooting in-home, which makes it so much easier. I roll out of bed and there's my studio over there, you know?
Yeah, I would love to come back to the East Coast. I actually had plans to do that this summer that just totally got annihilated, obviously.
Yeah, feel like everybody's plans. And you're always doing events. You're always modeling, doing coffin case stuff. How did it like really affect what you were doing?
Oh, it's awful. I don't do anything right now, honestly. I should be in New Orleans right now, hosting at the Vampire Ball, you know, and that was a huge, huge event, getting to do a Vampire Ball on actual Halloween at House of Blues.
Gotcha. Yeah, unfortunately, the pandemic kind of shut down so much for all of us in the entertainment industry. Womp womp.
Yeah.
Are you still doing any shoots?
Say again?
Are you still doing any photo shoots?
Very selectively. Yeah, there's just for the first 7 months, I didn't do anything. I didn't leave my house. I feel very conflicted now because obviously things are getting worse. You're seeing the numbers rise. But I do have to make money. So I am starting to take side jobs here and there if I determine that the risk isn't too great.
Gotcha. What kind of stuff are you doing? Modeling and whatnot?
Yeah, primarily. I'm actually in Texas right now, which compared to where I'm living in California, Texas is a lot more lenient, a lot more relaxed on what's going on. So they do actually have some club-like venues here, and there are some events starting to resume, but I've been pretty much avoiding all of that at this point.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And you're from Texas, right?
Mostly, yeah. I lived in Albuquerque, that Albuquerque area, like very briefly as a child, but I've been in Texas for a very long time.
Nice. You stoked to be back there for a little bit, even though all the stuff's going on?
Yeah, well, I mean, I have family here and a house here, so it's pretty safe. Yeah, not really seeing anyone, not hanging out with like all the friends, really just kind of, we went from self-isolating in California to now we're self-isolating in Texas. The food's better in Texas, though, so that was a huge driving point to coming back.
I can imagine. Yeah, the barbecue there is amazing. Anytime I go to Texas, I'm always like treated to this amazing barbecue, and it's the best.
Yes, you cannot get good barbecue in California. You just can't.
Absolutely. So, how did you feel when you saw you're the cover of the book, the cover of the biggest, most special edition?
Really, really, really excited. Yeah, no, I mean, super stoked. And also between the two shoots that we did, the one that made the cover is the older photo shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So for me personally, those photos are like 7 or 8 years old at this point, which makes seeing them even crazier. Because like I know someone said earlier that when they shot for the book, they didn't really have tattoos, and I'm kind of in the same book because now I'm just super covered. But my book photos, I have like maybe 2 tattoos, and now it's just like a full body suit. So it's just weird to see that in general, photos of being that much younger and bright orange hair. I think that's the biggest thing, is just seeing that bright orange hair and that pale, skinny little body.
Let's see if I can very carefully and safely show this cover, because and this is a huge edition. I gotta back up to show it. It is massive, massive edition. This is the edition that has the 24 extra pages. Let's see if I can show the interior cover safely. where you can kind of see the spot UV on the cover, which is awesome. Yeah, they did such a great job publishing this and like putting it together, and the quality's insane. I can't wait for you to get to actually see it and hold it.
Oh, so excited. So excited.
So how did you come up with your corpse paint design?
I definitely looked at photos in advance to kind of get inspiration. But when I was actually doing the makeup, and I did shoot for the book twice, like you said, on each coast, I never had any photos in front of me. So at that point, it was kind of not even from memory, but winging it with prior inspiration. Like I'd looked enough to know what I liked and what I didn't like. I did kind of agree with what Francesca said, that I didn't want the really solid look. I kind of preferred all the veiny, tiny little lines. I thought that just looked so much creepier. And I really love it too. And I think it is on the cover edition. I didn't want it to stop at my jaw. I really wanted the paint to bleed down my neck and even onto my chest a little bit. So that was
definitely see that there.
Yes. So yeah, I love the necklines. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, looks awesome. And I know you have these already, but Dorian is also one of the guitar picks you can get when you pre-order the book. They come kind of random, but there are also something I haven't shown on here yet because I got to be careful showing these as well. There's also guitar pick tins for each cover.
Oh, those are so cool.
I'll make sure you get these as well. So the tins come with the Bloody Edition and the box set. Here's the Bloody tin. And if you get the box set, you actually get all of these with all the guitar picks, which is awesome.
Yeah,
Cool.
That's great.
You have a question. Dorian, do you sing? You have a beautiful voice.
Only when I'm home alone.
Fair. Kaylee says, Dorian, your cover photo looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
And Tony is asking, is that the blood one? No, this edition is the True Daughters of Darkness box set. It comes in a wooden box with all sorts of goodies, and it's actually handmade and hand sewn and has 24 extra pages, which is insane. It's an 8-pound book. It's massive. Like, it can be a coffee table rather than a coffee table book, which is insane. And yeah, Rarebird coming with that great merch. Absolutely. Like, the merch they put together for it was incredible. The ideas we had were awesome, and I'm glad we were able to make it to fruition. Jeremy is doing the best job at showing things safely and not getting banned on Twitch. Yeah, it's tricky because this project is obviously so adult content oriented, but obviously Twitch and Facebook, the places I'm streaming. Also, if you're on Facebook, come over to Twitch. I'll see your comments better, and we'll be able to interact with you better. Tara, can you post the Twitch link in Facebook? Thank you. Yeah, it's a little tricky when they're not very, adult oriented and whatnot. So showing you guys the merch, the books and stuff like that, yeah, got to be careful for sure. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dorian. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being a part of the project, and I'm so stoked you're finally gonna get to see it, which is awesome. Yeah, thanks for being a part of the stream.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And thank you for taking the photos, because I'm super excited to have those too.
Yes, absolutely. Now we just need to get you back to the East Coast so we can shoot again.
Yes, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right. I'm going to answer a couple more questions if anyone wants to pop in with some questions while we wait for the next guest to come on. I'm tempted to buy the True Daughters of Darkness edition with the book and play it off as a college textbook expense. You could get away with it. Yeah, if you can. That'd be sick. The box set's insane. I can't wait till I have it. Like I have the book, I don't have the box and all the stuff that comes in it, like the corpse paint, the velvet throw, the book display. It comes with a wooden book display that basically does that and lays out the book for you. It's so awesome. I'll post photos of that on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that tomorrow because Tyson has them at the Rare Bird office and they look so beautiful. Like, as you can imagine, the box is massive to fit all those things, and the box is also the logo's burned into it, and it's insane. I can't wait for you guys to see. Like, I'm going to do an unboxing video so you guys can see what the box set looks like. It's insane, and I am loving seeing so many familiar names in the chat. So many people I know really, really well. Thank you so much for being here and celebrating with us. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who's watching. All right, we're going to bring in our next guest, Molly, who is the lead singer of the band Living Dead Girl, which is an amazing band, and they're about to put out a song tomorrow, so make sure to check that out. Hey, Molly, you're upside down. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Do you want to flip your camera?
Is it upside down?
You are upside down right now.
Oh, it's showing right side up on my end. Sorry.
No worries.
I've never done this before, so bear with me.
No worries. How's it going up in Canada?
It's very cold, as always. There we go. Sorry about that.
No worries. And I see all the guitars behind you. That's awesome. Are those your dad's or are those yours?
Well, there's like 24 total. 3 of them are mine, the rest are his.
Awesome. So Molly's dad is one of the coolest people on earth, and he is the biggest Van Halen fan in the universe that I've ever known. So when, poor Eddie Van Halen passed away the other day, all I could think about was your dad. Like, I didn't even think, Van Halen. I was like, oh my God, is Molly's dad okay?
Yeah, we were getting so many calls and texts, and people were asking my mom and everyone if he was okay. Like, my mom said, honestly, we were starting to expect people to come with casseroles to our house or something. It felt as if a family member died.
Yeah, absolutely. I can imagine. I know his love for that band.
Mm-hmm.
So how have you been? How's stuff going with the band? I know a new song's coming out tomorrow, which is awesome.
I'm honestly so excited to release it tomorrow. I think I'm just going to pull an all-nighter tonight so I can send it to everyone all night long.
Because it comes out at midnight, right?
Yes, it does. And I'm just so excited. I don't even think I'm going to, I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep if I try. So I might as well just stay up and harass everyone I know with the link.
You should. It's awesome. For those who don't know Living Dead Girl, and you definitely don't know New Living Dead Girl because, oh my God, it's basically kind of, if you're in this moment, Rob Zombie and Avril Lavigne and Marilyn Manson kind of doing this, that's Living Dead Girl. It's awesome.
Thank you. That's definitely the best way to describe it, is the hand clapping thing.
Yes, absolutely. It's all those bands kind of mishmashed together, which is great. And you actually wrote with someone who writes with In This Moment, New Year's Day, and all those bands, which is awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing experience for sure.
So let's talk photo things. You came down from Canada to do a photo shoot, which was quite a trip.
It's 9 hours each way, and I've done it 3 times now.
9 hours each way. Yeah, I'm so bummed we don't get to do.
It is to come get your picture taken by Jeremy Saffers. It's worth 9 hours each way in a car.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So how did we first connect?
I believe you reached out to me on Facebook. I don't even remember, had become friends with you. I must have added you at some point. And then you just messaged me and were like, hey, are you interested in working with me? And I immediately recognized your name because obviously since I'm in a band as well as a model, you're a pretty familiar name that I would recognize right away when it popped up on my phone. And I remember I was in the car driving home from another photo shoot. My mom was driving me because at the time I don't even know if I had my license yet. So my mom was driving me and I was in the passenger seat and saw your name pop up. And I was like to my mom, I'm pretty sure this celebrity photographer is messaging me. Like, if it's the guy that I think it is, like, this guy's like famous. My mom was like, what? I was like, yeah, he wants to work with me. And she's like, well, where does he live? And I'm sitting there like Googling the city you live in. And I'm like, it's only like 9 hours away. We can drive that far.
So the coolest thing is your family is like the most supportive family in the universe. They drive you out here to do photo shoots, and then, you know, they go hang out and do their thing and kind of have their vacation. But it's so awesome having these parents that are, you know, behind your music, behind your modeling. They back everything you do. They bring you like out to different places to do photo shoots. What I remember you went out to some crazy exotic location with your mom for like a week.
Dominican.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally just doing like bikini photo shoots for a week long in Dominican, and it was the same week as my mom's birthday. So I was like, do you want to go stay in a mansion with private chefs and a private beach for a week for your birthday? And she was just like, let's do it.
That's so awesome. Now, when we did the corpse paint photo shoot, I'm going to assume that's your first time doing a corpse paint design. How did you come up with it? What did you think about when you did it?
That was the first and only time I've ever done that makeup look, but probably won't be my last. It was fun. I remember just kind of Googling it, and I was honestly like, I'm pretty confident in my makeup skills, but since I'd never done it before, I was really scared of like not doing it justice. Like, I didn't want to like ruin it. So I think I went for a more simple look. I chose one that kind of like, I had like the lines coming down from my eyes, and that's something I'd done before because I used to be an emo kid who dressed up like Black Veil Brides at Warped Tour. So I already had experience like using like eyeliner to do like those little squiggles from the eyes. So I think I went with something that was more in my comfort zone, just because I definitely wanted to play it safe. I didn't want to like screw up my makeup and then make my pictures not good enough for your book.
Well, it looked awesome, and the shoot came out awesome.
Yeah, it definitely turned out good.
We shot for 2 days, and when we shot outside, you got eaten alive by mosquitoes.
Yeah, I remember I just got my tattoo sleeve, like the first part of my forearm done like that week, so I couldn't use bug spray because I didn't want to get chemicals in the healing ink. So I said to you like, oh, it's fine, like it's daytime, I'm sure I won't get many mosquito bites, like that's fine. And I remember by the end of the day we counted, I had like over 50.
Oh yeah, you got wrecked by mosquitoes because we went into that like area behind the studio, and it's all wooded. Because you when you're shooting black metal, you kind of want to get those naturey kind of shots, you know, out in the woods. But oof, they were brutal to you.
There's this one shot that's in the book where there's like the tree branches are really squiggly and wild looking, and like that picture particularly I think looks so black metal.
Awesome. Yeah, I love the outdoor shots we got. I think the photos in the book are the outdoor shots rather than the studio shots, I believe.
Yeah.
But Molly, you have a question. I am in, referring to Living Dead Girl. What one song to listen to for first-time listeners? Like, what song should you check out?
Oh, well, we are releasing a single tomorrow that is called Alive. So it'll actually be out in 3 hours since it's coming out at midnight. So you can check it out. There'll be a lyric video for it on YouTube. So if you can wait 3 hours, that's definitely the first impression.
And having heard the new stuff, I completely agree. It's very, very different from former Living Dead Girl stuff. Definitely check out the new song when it's up, you know, at midnight or tomorrow. Incredible, incredible band. You're going to be seeing a lot of everything she's doing because it's all finally coming out, and it's awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I'm going to get to the next round of giveaways. Thank you so much for being with us and for hanging out. I'm really bummed we don't get to do our annual photo shoot this year, and I don't get to hang out with your parents, who are amazing.
I know. That means we're just going to have to do 2 next year to make up for it.
Deal. That sounds like a deal to me. And we'll go to the
compensate
for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Molly.
Thank
and everyone,
you.
check out Living Dead Girl. Oh my God, they're amazing.
Thank you. Bye, Jeremy.
See ya. All right. So we have another giveaway. Let's give away some books. Let's give away another Necrogoblicon book. And it's going to be signed by John Goblicon. And Yeah, it's a self-help book, which is incredible. If you know anything about John Goblikon, he is the mascot for Necrogoblikon, and he has a YouTube show called Right Now, which is it's really funny. It's on YouTube. Definitely check it out. So the first person who can tell me their favorite fantasy-driven song by any band will win a signed copy of the book. And whoever answers first gets the book. Tribute. That's a good answer, yeah. Did you already win a book, Lewis? I think Lewis already won a book. So whoever the next answer is will win a signed copy of the John Goblikon book. Just want the answer. Tribute's great. Tenacious D's awesome. Dressed Like Goblins. You win, because that's an actual Necrogoblikon song. So, but you already have a copy of the book, right? Because we talked about this. So, When Words Fail, Music Speaks. Awesome, awesome, awesome human being. Has a podcast that I was just a guest on last week, and it came out today. I'll post the link tomorrow, and we had a great chat. So that will be, I'll be posting about that tomorrow. What an excellent human being. Thank you for being here. Because you already have the book, I'm going to go with Raveneer. I'm going to say you win a signed copy of the John Goblikon book. Email me, and I'll make sure it gets out to you. Thank you so much. All right. So we are just waiting for the next guest, so I'll give away another book. Why not? Or actually, you know what? I'm going to give away a discount code to the Rarebird store and to the Jeremy Saffer store. Let's see some trivia. How many different bundles exist for Daughters of Darkness? How many different bundles are there? Whoever answers first will get a discount code to the Rarebird store and to my store. Anthony is the first one to answer. Anthony, send me a message, and I will get you those discount codes. Awesome. Congratulations. So I'm going to bring up our next guest, Vika, and I'm going to answer this question real quick. Of all the models you shot for the book, was there one that was a holy grail? So there wasn't really a model that was like, oh my God, I need to get them in the book. That's going to be like the grail photo for the book. All of the models were kind of equal in, excitement having them involved. It was great having so many incredible friends, involved with the book. I would say, book aside, the holy grail shoot for this book was Tara, because that's how we started talking, became friends, and of course we've been together for going on 4 years. So if anything, Tara, who will be guesting on the on this shortly, would be the ultimate holy grail, because she is the most incredible human being on earth, and that's how we first started, got connected. So she is definitely the holy grail. Hey, Vika. How you doing?
I am trying not to make schmoopy faces at you and Tara, because I love you guys so much. So
Thank
cute.
you. She's the best human on earth. I'm so lucky. All right, so remind me, are you still doing music? I know you were in bands for a while. Are you still doing band stuff?
Yes. We bought a house, we built a new studio, and it's been taking a little longer than I want, but hopefully within the next 3 to 4 months, second album will be out from Generation Empty.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Where can people find your music for Generation Empty?
Pretty much anywhere. Spotify, Bandcamp, YouTube, take your pick.
Awesome. Tara, can you post their links in the chat when you get a moment? And there they are. Awesome. Thank you, Tara. So how has the pandemic kind of hit you in terms of modeling and doing music?
I've definitely dropped off to doing like next to nothing modeling wise, other than with one or two friends who have done either digital shoots, or I've done a lot more sitting for paintings lately, which has been amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then really once we got everybody to finish their parts for the album, it became so much easier to just kind of hole up down there and finish the mixing and kind of piece everything together little by little.
Cool. Well, I'm stoked to hear new music. That's going to be awesome.
We'll bring you guys some next month.
Awesome. And yeah, I'd love to talk about how we started shooting. It was all these trips between you and Fishy coming up to visit me, and we just did all these combo shoots, which were so much fun. Like, I love that era of my life where we were just, every couple of months, you and Fishy, Alexandra Fishy, for those who don't know, is a model, tattoo artist, amazing human being. They would come up together from Pennsylvania, and we would shoot for like 2-3 days and do a bunch of different stuff. And it was always such a fun and amazing time.
Agreed. I'm super, super glad that I finally get to come up and see you again. It's been way too long.
It has been. So that's going to be awesome. Yeah, do you want to talk about some of our first photo shoots together?
Yeah. I mean, you've been together the Daughters of Darkness book for what, as long as I've known you at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Our first shoot was corpse paint.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was really early on that we did this, and I remember it being so cold because we always came up in like early November, mid-October, and it was already like full on halfway into outside and super cold, but getting to see the shots at the end of the night is being like, oh my God, it's all completely worth it. Like, the trip is worth it, the cold is worth it, this man is amazing. His living room is terrifying.
It's so much better at the new house. I can't wait for you to see it. So much scary.
Or worse.
Depends on how you feel about life-size scary things.
As long as you don't put them outside the bathroom anymore in the middle of the night, good.
So one of my favorite things to do in the universe is I have a lot of life-size, like a life-size Jason, a life-size Leatherface, Freddy, and so on. And one of my favorite things in the universe to do was to put them directly in front of the bathroom door while someone was in the bathroom. So they open the door and, scream, fall backwards. It's always a good time. I love like kind of jump scaring people. It's fun. If I wasn't doing photography, maybe I would be one of those horror actors who, are on the haunted hayrides jumping out at people and whatnot. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I got you a couple times, right?
Yeah, you absolutely at more than one point had to have heard me cursing your name at like 2 a.m, having like sleepily gotten up to pee and then just had the hell scared out of me.
One of my favorites is I have, a life-size Chucky, not that that's very big, but I had a roommate for a while named Kimmy who was terrified of Chucky. Like, for some reason, like, of all the things to be scared of, a little doll guy. But one time I set Chucky up so he was kind of straddling the, when you have a bathtub shower, it has that kind of spout for the bathtub. Yeah. So I just propped him up there. So I figured if she started a shower or bath, it wouldn't ruin Chucky, but she would see it. So I'm in my room, I hear, and then I hear a loud scream, and then a "fuck you, Jeremy," and then the doll just flies out of the room. Sorry for the F-bomb. I don't know if that's allowed on Twitch. Twitch is pretty, but yeah, good times. So how do you feel now that you're finally seeing the corpse paint photos? I think this is the first time you're seeing everything, right?
Yeah, it is, especially all together. And I cannot wait to get my copy. Like, as soon as you posted the link, I was like, yep, I need this, mine. And I just can't wait to see it and really try to be like, all right, who's in the book? Because I don't think you have the photos labeled, do you?
Yes, there is. In the back of the book, there's a kind of index that shows who's who. That's why I had to get everybody's updated, because some models change their name and make sure everyone had their proper credit and whatnot.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna have fun going through the book since it's not actually printed like page by page and being like, all right, who are you? Who are you? Can I figure out who you are? I'm just a dork like that.
You definitely know a lot of the models in the book since you've been in the modeling community for so much, and since you're in bands, you'll know a lot of the musicians in the book because they're all from. I don't know what it is about women in industrial metal bands who love black metal who are in this book. There's like 5 or 6 of them, so you'll
Managed to group us all together and stick us in
Yes.
one.
The industrial black metal women collective of warriors of industrial metal.
The full title.
Yes. I want to talk about your corpse paint design because it's very unique. No one has anything like your corpse paint design in the book.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. I feel like everyone else went with the very like neo black metal where everything's like all melty and drippy and very flattering. And immediately when you're like, we're doing corpse paint, the first piece of my brain is like, oh my God, you do like Emperor corpse paint. So mine's very old school black metal, very blocky, very formative, and not so much of the like branched out design. So I think that's where you see the big difference is that there's that disconnect between kind of old style and new style.
Yeah,
So
which
it's
is
to see how it sets up next to all the others.
Yeah, for sure. And it's cool because some people really did kind of classic black metal looks while other people did some kind of newer black metal looks. All the corpse paint is so varied and so different. It's great. And yours sticks out so much because I think it's the thickest black metal, thickest corpse paint on anybody. When everybody who's watching, when you see the book, she has a giant like kind of bar of black here and a giant bar going down, and it looks so awesome. That's pretty much what it was, right?
Yeah, and I don't know, there was a lot of weird influence on it. Like I said, like I definitely pulled from like old school black metal. But seeing the pictures, I look like if Chris from Blade Runner decided to start a black metal band. There's some Colin Christensen sculpture influence unintentionally in there as well with the blocking of it. And I don't know, it came out weird. We'll see what happens next time.
Cool. Well, I'm going to get on to the next guest, who is actually Tara, so she should be joining shortly. Yay!
I'm so excited to meet her finally.
Yes, I can't wait for you to meet her. She's awesome. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for being a part of the book. Thank you for being here and joining us. And yeah, it's going to be awesome to see you. It's been the longest time since we met to now, since we've hung out or shot or anything. And I'll try not to scare you too much.
I would appreciate that.
I'll do my best.
All right, I will see you next month.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a good night, man.
You too. All right. So next up, I'm going to answer some questions if there's any questions in here. Do I still torture guests with my monsters on the couch so mean? So my previous apartment, my TV was in the living room, and it was surrounded by life-size. You've seen the meme. Mine is more than the meme. And bands would stay over, models would stay over, and some were very scared of life-size monsters in their room. I don't know why you would be. Who wouldn't want life-size monsters in their room? I'm about that. All right. Let's bring on Tara. Hi.
Hi.
So she's streaming from super far away, one floor below me.
Yep, I'm where I do shipping.
So Tara does all the shipping for my store. So if you ever order a print, Tara is the person who puts it together and ships it to you. And yeah, let's talk about how we started in the photo shoot, how we met. I think that would be a cool story.
All right, cool. So we met initially at shows, but we thought that we both lived in Eastern Mass. So it was November 1st because it's our Black Friday, because right after Halloween. And we both went to the Holyoke Mall. And I definitely had a moment of like, wait, it's Jeremy Zaffer, and I was with my dad. He was pushing me in my wheelchair, and I was just like, Dad, I want to go into the store, but like he's there, and I don't want to do it. So he instantly wheeled me into the store. And I talked to you and I was like, hey, it's so nice to see you. And I think that day is when I asked if you wanted to do the shoot with me for the EDS Awareness Month. Was it then, or was it when I messaged you? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was basically we ran into each other at Bath and Body Works when we were getting all the Halloween scents and all the vampire blood stuff, and I'd not ever seen Tara outside of a wheelchair. I'd only seen her in a wheelchair, and she mentioned she wanted to do a photo shoot, so I was like, cool, message me, we'll make it happen. And when she told me the idea she had for the photo shoot, you know, I wasn't aware that she could be out of a wheelchair, because anytime she's at a concert or something where she would have to be on her feet for, you know, 5-10 plus hours, she's in a wheelchair because it's best for her. So we planned the photo shoot, and it was not only for EDS awareness, where she was gonna kind of show her. You should kind of tell what it was.
It was really just kind of, for me, it was really interesting because we did the corpse paint right after, and the corpse paint is very showing the beauty and the dark, and my EDS shoot was kind of the same way, and it was just bringing awareness to the pain, and like I'm super bendy, and like just doing fun, cool little stuff like that because it's a part of who I am. So if I'm gonna have this thing that causes me pain all the time and like does all this weird stuff, I want to make cool art. Like if I can do it, I want to do it.
Absolutely. So we did that shoot. We also did a corpse paint shoot that day because she wanted to be involved with the book. And one of the things she said to me was, oh, I live, you know, down the street. I'm disabled. I don't work. I don't go to school. So all I do is sit around and watch horror movies. And I was like, oh, that's what I do. All I do is sit around and watch horror movies and edit photos, you know, come hang out and be friends and hang out with my roommates and I. And I want to say like a week later, we went to Taco Tuesday. And then that night watched a couple movies, and then we hung out every day since then for going on 4 years.
Yep. I still think it's one of the sweetest things is before you even knew me, before we had any sort of like connection, I always thought it was the nicest thing. And I know you'd do this for anyone, is because I'd be in the back, always at shows, wheelchairs are in the back, and you'd be in the photo pit. You'd always come and bring me Manson bucks or like whatever was being thrown out at the concert. You'd just come and bring it to me just because that's the type of person you are, and making sure other people who won't be able to have the experience can get cool stuff out of it too.
Yeah, I think one of the things the music industry really needs to work on is making concerts more accessible and better for people in wheelchairs, in, you know,
with mobility aids.
Yeah, with mobility aids, rather than shoving them in the back away from everybody. I get that that makes them safe, but I think if you can find, you know, an area inside the barricade where they can be safer, it would be a great thing to see the music industry kind of work on that.
I absolutely agree, because there's so many. I think I've been to one show where they put me like barricade. Other than that, it's always been back of the room. It's definitely something that not a lot of people are aware of either. So it's kind of cool that you touched on that too, because it is something that I feel like definitely needs to change. And I know a lot of other people think that too.
Absolutely. Now, you all know how we met. Let's get on to the book, because one thing that Tara has over everybody else who's in the book is she got to see the process of my first emails to Rarebird, me getting signed and getting the publishing deal. She got to see me stressfully go through every single photo that I've ever shot of anybody in corpse paint over months and months and months. And she got to see this process from files to cutting down files to it actually becoming a book.
You actually getting it into your hands and opening it for the first time is definitely something I will never forget. The look on your face.
Yeah. Yeah, she got to be there for all of that. So how was that for you? Let me know.
I feel honored. Like I feel like people already know, if they know you, they know how dedicated you are, how motivated you are, like just how you're very driven, and you're really unlike anyone I've ever met. And I'm not just saying that because I'm your girlfriend, but seeing just the amount of work that goes into it, the amount of time that you spent into it, and you poured your heart and soul into every little detail. You didn't just like, oh, whatever, this picture will work. You like painstakingly went back and forth between everything, making sure it was perfect. And it was awesome seeing how Rarebird, anytime you had an idea, they're like, Tyson was just like, yeah, let's do it. Like you guys were like feeding off of each other, and it was inspiring to watch. And just like knowing that it's been 12 years and I've just gotten to see this chunk of it coming to life for you. It's been really cool. And the book in person, oh my gosh, I can't wait for like people to get it. It's so good. The quality is insane.
For real, the first time I saw the book, I was like, this is only $60?
Yeah.
That's insane. Like
I really could be way more.
Yeah, I buy photo books all the time because I'm a nerdy photographer, and I'm used to paying, whatever the premium is for the book, and it's usually not as good quality as Daughters of Darkness, and I'm not trying to hype up my own stuff, but when you see it, you're going to be like, wow. And then when you get all the extra stuff, you're going to be like, ooh, I get extra stuff.
Yeah, it's well worth it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you got to see not only putting the book together, but you saw me shooting for it for a couple years. You saw me get to throw it to publishers and get the note. You got to see that whole process, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely, obviously I've seen a small part of it over the years because again, 12 years, but I know I've saw you for a minute get like, I don't know, are people gonna like, I'll publish it myself. Like you were never like, oh, it's not gonna come out. Like you were never like, oh, this isn't gonna happen. It was, okay, no one wants this, I'm gonna publish it. Like I'm gonna put it out in the world. And then seeing you connect with Rarebird, it was instant, just like, oh, this has its home. And it was cool getting to watch you shoot with other models and like seeing their interpretation of corpse paint and just like seeing everyone kind of coming to life. Everyone definitely, like that I saw at least, they became a different person when the corpse paint was on, at least in one way or another. So it was really cool to see that and just see how everyone worked with the lighting and just seeing you do what you do.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Of course.
All right. I'm going to get on to a quick giveaway.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to bring on Trina, who is the cover model whose face you've seen a billion times on everything, on the main cover of the book, on all the merch, on the record, on everything. Her face is everywhere. Thank you, Tara, for being the most incredible human being on earth.
That's you. I will see you upstairs.
Yeah, I'll see you after the stream. All right, so let's do another giveaway. We got one more Flake from Rammstein book to give away. It's autographed by Flake. So let's see. We did favorite Rammstein song. What should we do now? Your favorite Rammstein song that is not Du Hast. First answer wins an autographed copy of the Rammstein book, autographed by Flake from Rammstein. And I believe it comes with vinyl as well. Nick Carlin, you win. Nick Carlin was the first answer. So you're going to win an autographed copy of the Flake book. Just email me and we'll get it to you. And let me give away one more book. I'm going to give away 2 Lou Brutus books. He's an amazing photographer, radio personality, and his stories are incredible. I don't know if many of you know who he is, but he is awesome. So let's see. For Lou Brutus, I don't know if I can figure out any trivia for Lou. Let's do Your favorite Slipknot song, because I know there's some great Corey Taylor stories in there. So your favorite Slipknot song, first two are going to win signed copies of the Lou Brutus book. All right, there we go. Lauren Devlin, and when words fail, email me, and you guys are going to get copies of that book. Awesome. All right, I'm going to bring on our next guest, cover model Trina, who is on the cover of everything, and I will show you some of that stuff because I don't think she's seen everything actually in person. So let's bring her on. Hey.
Hi.
How's it going? It's been so long. I haven't seen you forever.
I know.
So I think the most obvious first question is, how did you feel when you saw you're going to be the cover, and then how do you feel now seeing your cover is on everything?
I was so excited because we shot a total of 3 times together, and I couldn't tell if it was because you really liked what we were doing and so you wanted to keep shooting, or if I was just terrible and we needed to keep redoing it. So being told that I was going to be like the cover person and seeing my face everywhere has been like really insane. Every time one of the posts comes up on my Instagram, I'm like, oh, that's me. All right.
Yeah, like when we first announced it, you're like, oh my God, that's my face.
Right.
Which is great. Yeah, no, I loved everything we got from all 3 shoots, and that's why you're in the book 3 times. I think there's a shot from every shoot in there. I'm pretty sure.
There is, and it's crazy because I first shot with you right when I turned 18. I just started modeling. I'd never shot any type of nude before, but I knew your name. I knew who you were. You'd shot like a bunch of my favorite bands, so of course I was going to work with you. And then we just kept shooting throughout the years, and it's funny because I can kind of see myself growing up a little bit in the shoots. Like I can see myself getting more tattoos and like doing more stuff with my hair and getting better at the makeup every time. And it was really cool to see all 3 of the shoots ended up making it into the book.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the first look was very King Diamond, and then as you went, you did something so different for every single set, which is awesome. Let me show people your face real quick. So I don't know if you've seen this, but this is the vinyl.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
And it's got that nice shiny foil for the logo.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a poster in it, which is this shot. I can't show the whole thing, but I can show this much of it.
So is it narcissistic to put a poster of myself up in my house, or
no?
Is that acceptable?
That is absolutely acceptable. You should definitely do that. And I will show you. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but here is the t-shirt that comes with the Bloody Edition, which is also her face.
That's so cool.
Yeah, you're on everything.
Oh, that's so cool. I'm so excited.
And then, of course, let me show you this, the actual cover. It's censored because it has this nice little piece of paper covering the bottom part.
Oh,
But
that's
show
so
you
cool.
that spot V that goes around the whole thing.
Yeah.
They did such a great job with it, and this book is massive. Like, I have a big head. Look at the size of this book. Incredible. But yeah, it's awesome to have you as the cover and to see your face everywhere. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy seeing my face everywhere. I think because I mean I've been shooting and modeling stuff since I was 18, and I'm 26 now, and this is like the most exposure I've ever got doing anything where my face is just plastered everywhere because of it, and it's really, really cool.
Awesome. Now, how did you feel as you did, 3 different shoots? How would the first one compare to the last one? And the last one is the one that's on the cover.
Right. Well, I mean, the first one I was super nervous. I'd never shot nude before. I'd never shot with anybody who, like, I knew who they were before I worked with them. So I was super nervous. I was, like, really nervous to do the corpse paint. And then by the time we got to the 3rd shoot, it was just, like, so, and I mean, even during the first shoot, super comfortable, just, like, conversation the whole time. It was great. And by the time we got to the 3rd shoot, it was just so easy. And, it was like, we're old friends at that point.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was really cool to see you grow as a model too, because I know in the first shoot that was one of your first, shoots you've done with in that style for sure. And I always figure any shoot with a model I'm working with the first time, the first set or the first 2 sets are going to be kind of the icebreaker sets.
Mhm.
And then after that, we get the good stuff. But, the first set we ever shot is great stuff. But I noticed when third shoot we did, you roll in and you got it. You owned it. It's like, I got this.
Well, and you're great to shoot with too. Like, it was awesome to work with a photographer who had like such great feedback to give, and you would get excited behind the camera, which as the model makes me excited. Like, working with photographers who are just like super quiet and super stoic the entire time. It's like, do you like what's happening? Do you not like it? And you were just so excited the whole time. I was like feeding off of your energy.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. So, are you excited the book's finally coming out? How do you feel with it finally everyone's gonna see this now that it's finally coming out? How do you feel about it?
I'm so excited. Like I said, I couldn't tell if you really loved the stuff that we were shooting or if you hated it and needed to redo it. So I wasn't even sure if I was going to get in the book, let alone on the cover. So this has just been like an amazing surprise, and I'm so grateful and so happy to have been a part of it.
Awesome. And thank you so much for being a part of it. And I hope we get to shoot again. I know you no longer live in LA, right?
Yeah, so I moved to Phoenix, Arizona. It is so much cheaper out here. It's amazing. But yeah, I mean, I'm out in LA all the time. And now that I live somewhere where it's super cheap, I can go travel wherever I need to shoot. I'm not just stuck in LA anymore.
Awesome. The saddest thing, where we did all 3 of those shoots, where I did probably half the shoots that are in the book, was a studio called Photo Film Stage in Glendale, right above LA. And it was like my home away from home studio, my studio away from studio, if you want to call it that. And I would do all of my Los Angeles shoots there. All of them, all my band shoots, model shoots, my seminars, my workshops, they were always done there. And the pandemic closed down the studio.
Oh.
Yeah, it's such a bummer.
Yeah, well, there's probably tons of cheap studios out here in Phoenix if you need somewhere cheap.
For sure, if I ever get out to Arizona.
Right, not in the summer. Wearing all black in the summer is awful.
Oh, I believe it. Now, are you still doing modeling?
I've slowed down a lot. Obviously, nothing during the pandemic. I've slowed down a lot. It's not what I do to like pay my bills anymore, which I kind of like more because now I can just do whatever I want, work with the people that I want, and there's no pressure to like get a paycheck at the end of the day. So I've started shooting with a few people out here in Arizona, but I still travel to California all the time for shoots.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what else are you working on aside from modeling stuff?
I have like a fashion blog that I do. That's kind of, I mean, my style is always very edgy and like dark and stuff. And it's kind of like what happens when the kid who shopped at Hot Topic growing up has to kind of grow up. And so it's kind of a mix between like super edgy music inspired stuff and like more feminine, beautiful things, which I think is great because that's kind of what your book was. It was beautiful, feminine woman with this like crazy masculine corpse paint on it. And I think it was a great meshing of the two.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
But yeah.
And yeah, I think that's an interesting thing we're seeing right now. We're seeing like all the kids who had the swoopy sideways emo hair are now all witchy, kind of gothy. That's kind of become the new kind of, where everyone's going fashion wise, which is really, really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Like more witchy goth people around.
Yeah, definitely. And you can still be this crazy Hot Topic loving metalhead person and not have to be in like Doc Martens and fishnets every day. You can, and that's amazing. But if you want to do something different, if you want to start, embracing something different, you totally can. And you're not going to lose yourself doing it. You're still going to be the crazy edgy goth kid everywhere you go.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tara posted her link in the chat. So if you want to follow her, make sure to look for electric.bones on Instagram. And awesome. I'm going to do a couple more giveaways and then get to the next guest. Thank you so much for being the cover model, the ultimate model for the book. You're on everything.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to have been a part of it.
Thanks for being a part of it. I hope we get to shoot sometime soon. Well, definitely. When things are safe again.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right, we're going to do another giveaway real quick. The last test press set. I should probably do it this way, right? All right, the last test press set is going to Lauren Robbins. If you're in the chat, these are coming with your order. You're going to get this with your order. Set of test presses, and there's only 3 sets going out. I have a set myself, and yeah, the 3 sets are going out to Jeff Berthlet, Karen Moorside, and Lauren Robbins. You guys won the test presses. Thank you so much for supporting the book. And speaking of books, let's give away a Keith Buckley super bundle. So Keith Buckley from Every Time I Die, who is one of the greatest lyricists, amazing human being. He also writes books. And what you're going to get is 2 books. One is one of his novels. Another one is a lyric book. They're both signed by Keith. You get you get 2 books and a lyric book. So you get both of his novels and a lyric book for the Low Teens lyrics, autographed by Keith, as well as a t-shirt, which is epic. And they're all on Rarebird, the same publisher as my book. So tell me what your favorite Every Time I Die song is and why, and you win. But you have to tell me why. So whoever answers first, or whoever picks my favorite song, if you pick my favorite song, you're gonna win. I'll give you guys a minute. And yeah, I'm really pumped. There's so many amazing authors who are on Rarebird. You know, you have everyone from Sean Penn and Bella Thorne to Keith Buckley, John Goblikon, Lou Brutus, Piggy D, Andy Biersack from Black Veil Brides is putting out his book on Rarebird. They're just such an incredible publisher. Definitely check out their website. Tara, can you put the link to Rarebird in the chat again? Because we're going to give away, at the end of this, we're going to give away a lot of discount codes for the Rarebird site. Even if you already won something, you can win more discount codes to the Rarebird site and to my site. No one has answered a favorite Every Time I Die song. Do we not have Every Time I Die fans in here? All right. We got a winner. Map change because it's the longest song ever played on Warped Tour. All right. Send me an email and you are going to win the Keith Buckley bundle. Thank you so much. I think that's Catherine Patchell, possibly, who is an amazing person. And my mom says good night. Good night, Mom. Love you. Awesome. And someone just said the new Black, the guitar riff is sick. My personal favorite is Floater from Hot Damn. That is my favorite Every Time I Die song ever. The lyrics, I remember I was kind of I was in a photo pit, photographing the band, and at that time my favorite band to listen to and jam out to was Every Time I Die, and this was a long time ago when Hot Damn kind of first came out. They played Floater third, which was Bad News Bears for me because I'm singing along as hard as I can while taking pictures, so I'm just like rocking out picture, still remaining as professional as possible, keeping it pro. But anyways, let's get on to the final guest of the night, who you may know, Caroline Williams, who is incredible human being. You might have seen her in movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and she just did a new movie I did the photos for, 10 Minutes to Midnight, which is making the rounds on festivals and winning all sorts of awards. So let's bring on Caroline.
Dude.
Hey. And I know you're in Texas right now, right?
I am in my luxurious room at the Driscoll Hotel. I am so happy to be here. I'm going to be freezing my tits off. The temperatures are going down to 40 and 43 degrees in Austin and in Dallas. I don't know what, I don't know. Yeah, but I'm here. I love it here. This is home for me. And gosh, I love being here. It's so, I love the vibe. Austin
know
was
you
a
love
chill, excited vibe all at the same time. Very schizophrenic.
Texas. Now, did you grow up in Austin?
Did not. Started my young life in Little Rock, Arkansas. My parents wisely moved to Jackson, Mississippi when I was 6 years old, and that would have been 1963 with the desegregation by the 101st Airborne Division of Central High School. We made it out alive in 1969. So that was one of the more interesting historical periods in my life. We moved to Houston, Texas, and Houston was my home. I mean, all of Texas was my home. You know, by the time I was a teenager, my friends and I were driving all over the state. We were going to concerts all over the place. We would go see anybody. And, you know, that's when music had become a bit of my life, you know. And it was magical. It was a magical time to be a teenager because we had absolute freedom. There wasn't anything that we couldn't do and get away with.
That's awesome.
I know,
Yeah,
and I feel sad
love Texas.
for people who don't get that. So whenever I come back here, all of those years of my life just come rushing back, you know, like waves onto the shore. They just come back and back and back again. It's so wonderful.
That's awesome. Now, I want to talk about how we met, how our first shoot went, how it got put together, and how amazing it was. Let's talk about how we met. It was Rock and Shock, I believe.
It was Rock and Shock. It was Rock and Shock. I've never been the kind of person who likes having my picture taken. Still photographs are very intimidating to me, and I don't know what to do with them. You know, I don't know what to do with myself because it's not acting. You're not walking and talking. But you put me in front of your camera and you were amusing and you were funny, but you were also very cool. You were a very cool cat. You weren't trying to make me do things. And that was the thing that was totally different from any photographer that I've, especially headshot photography. And I love you, headshot photographers, but they're trying to get you to do stuff. And so there's a lot of talking and it becomes very, you know, you weren't like that. And the photo you took of me that you liked probably showed more of my personality. And it showed more of the personality quirks that I have that I try to not show, because then, you know, you're exposed. And it was a goofy looking picture, but it was more me than almost anything anybody had ever shot of me. And that's when I went, it could get dangerous with this guy. And it did.
Yeah, I mean, it was awesome how that kind of developed. We did that quick, like 3-second shoot at Rock and Shock. I send you the photos, and then you're immediately like, I want to do more work with you. And I mentioned that I do go to Los Angeles every now and again. And we booked a shoot, and the idea was to do, one, to shoot you for the corpse paint book, which is finally coming out, which is awesome.
Which was freaky, man.
Yeah.
You know, listen, it freaked me out on the one hand, but from the time I met you, number one, your own individuality is so compelling, you know? I mean, you look like this dangerous goth guy, but you're straight edge and you're a cuddle bug. And if anybody's ever seen you with your girlfriend, you are a bowl of oatmeal and she is the brown sugar. And that's really who you kind of are. But I have to say, your imagination does run off in very unusual ways. And the corpse paint thing, I was intimidated by it, but I knew you would be able to take me places that I hadn't been before. And I had to break out of my rut. I had to find an identity for myself, you know. My whole life was kind of falling apart and I had to find something. And it was you.
Thank you. So how did you feel about that first shoot we did, like going into it?
I was extremely, do you mean the shoot at Rock and Shock?
No, the first shoot we did after Rock and Shock, the first like big photo shoot we did with, Folletto, with having
Folletto came on board.
Yeah.
Right.
And we had Gage there, who was incredible. And, you
And
know,
Greg Leitner,
amazing.
who is
And Greg
still the
Leitner, who's
go-to for
incredible.
makeup. He is still the guy who creates all my looks, and um, as well as just being a cherished friend. Um, you know, like I said, I needed to reboot. I needed to start making some new discoveries because I had no idea where I was going with my life, my career, anything. And I had never done nudity before. And, you know, I was 59 years old at the time, which is not exactly the time that women start doing nude photo shoots. It's like, by the time women are 59, they're not doing that anymore. You know, they're shopping at Chico's for clothes. But I knew that if I trusted you and put myself in your hands, that you would help me find new characters, new people to be, new ways of thinking about myself, about life, about who I wanted to pretend to be. I knew if I did this, that it would probably redefine everything for me. I also thought to myself, this could blow everything up. You could be in big, deep shit for doing this. It's all this goth rocker thing. You're not goth. People are going to think you're crazy. They're going to think you're doing drugs. You know, seriously, there were people who told me this is a mistake. You should not be doing this. You should be doing what all these women over here are doing. And I didn't do it. And I've never been so powerfully grateful, especially now that the book is coming out. And especially now that you did land me on the cover of Expressions magazine, because
Yeah.
nobody
Yeah.
thinks of me in the same way.
The
Nobody
owner of
ever thought
Expressions
of
is in the
me.
chat.
Nobody ever thought of me the same. And the thing is, I think the corpse paint book and those photos will so drastically redefine me within the horror genre that I'm not going to be able to go where I went before. I will not be able to play the things I played before. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that. I think the shoot that I did with you brought me to Amy Marlowe. And sure enough, there were you and Tara to take our character portraits. And the result that I'm getting from 10 Minutes to Midnight and the reviews and the enthusiasm and the fans, and, you know, you changed my life. You changed my life. You did. And you didn't even really intend to, I don't think, but you did.
I think you give me too much credit. That's you. You're an amazing, amazing human being, and you went for it.
I
think
went for it because it was you. The reason I had never done anything like that before is I had never met a photographer that I felt comfortable with.
Well, thank you so much.
Photography, as opposed to cinematography, the discipline is so different, and what's required of me is so different.
Well, I think what you bring onto the set is very much like acting, because as we put on the corpse paint, you were no longer Caroline. You became kind of this evil black metal creature, and it was amazing.
It was invigorating. It was like jumping out of an airplane, which I had done before, but I did it because I wanted my then boyfriend to ask me to marry him, and of course he didn't. And blah. But it liberated me. The fact that you were able to see me like that is what helped me get there. Because nobody saw me that way. Nobody sees me the way the corpse paint photos are going to represent me when this book is out and when people see those photos.
Absolutely.
This is new too. Being naked, okay. I don't think anybody really saw me in a terribly sexual way, but I got to get that. I got to gain that. You know, and being 59 years old, that's redefining your whole life at that point. Everything changes at that point. I had never been permitted to show anything remotely like that, nor did I, you know?
Really? I know you're in a lot of like old horror movies, and I know horror movies are very much, you know, there's a lot of boobs in horror movies. You never had that happen?
Not mine.
Oh, wow. Fair.
I mean, seriously, yeah. It was not a place that you were, when I was coming up in Texas, it was not a place where you were supposed to go. You keep it classy. You know, everybody else was doing it. There's not an actress that I know, there's not a peer that I have who didn't take it off and go through that whole, you know, baptism by fire in her 20s. But they kind of worked it out of their systems and they don't do it anymore. And I'm doing it now.
Which is awesome. All the more power to you. You know, you're owning it, you're killing it, and you're doing so much now with all these movies, and it's awesome. Endlessly proud of you.
Well, sweetie, you wouldn't be endlessly proud of me if I'd fallen to pieces in front of you and run screaming out of your studio. Like I said, if it hadn't been you, it never would have happened, because there was never another photographer that I was going to feel comfortable enough with. You know?
Well, thank you.
I mean,
appreciate that.
It truly set me free. It truly set me free, off in a completely new direction. I've discovered so many new things about life and living and love and sex and dating and dogs. And maybe I shouldn't have said dogs so soon after all those others, but you know what I'm saying? You know, Disney and death and black metal and, you know, Abbott and the music that you've introduced me to. You've been my musical Sherpa, and introducing me to all kinds of new bands. I would never have known Wednesday 13 without you. I would never have known Devil Driver without you. These are some of my favorite bands. These are some of this is the work I look forward to hearing, you know. You know, it's a whole new life. And you know, I did in my marriage, my kids did become grown and they did start their own lives. And it played beautifully. It dovetailed into this kind of rebirth and this new beginning for me. And, you know, I might be the age that I am, but I wake up like a fucking 26-year-old every morning. God damn it. and you created all of these amazing new possibilities. I am looked at differently by every director out there, and they have made contact with me. I mean, I am deeply grateful and deeply impressed. It's just amazing. Oh gosh.
I know you're now working with Wednesday 13 every now and again. I know you jumped on stage for some songs, and
I did at the Whiskey A Go Go, which was, oh my God, such a dream come true. I could barely move. I felt so awkward and weird. It was weird, but it was great. And, you know, got to hang around on the set of his Halloween special. I don't know. We're going to be doing 10 Minutes to Midnight. We're screening at the Texan Theater in Greenville. And you might see Wednesday before the movie rolls. And it could be a whole night of music and mayhem. So
that's awesome.
It's going to be a great Halloween. It's going to be cold as hell. I don't know how that's going to, I don't know how it's going to affect, our crowd. And because it's an indoor theater, it's taking a big, big risk, taking a big, big gamble, you know, seating people in their pods, you know, boyfriends and girlfriends can sit together. If there's a family of 4, they can sit together. Then you distance in between the pods, right? So we're going to be pod people at the Texan Theater Halloween night.
It should be fun.
I think it's going to be great. And I get to sign a ton of your metallic prints from those very, very first sessions that we had at the gas station tomorrow. The gas station being Horror Central here in Texas. It's the original gas station location from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I feel Toby's presence there when I'm there. So it's a magical place for me.
That rules. And I love that your connection to Wednesday 13 led to him being on the movie soundtrack too, which is awesome. It's all about like making those connections and expanding that circle of who you work with and who you know, and it's just so awesome.
But it's also about giving the fans what they want. And the fans want Wednesday 13. They want Bury Your Dead. They want Jer Martin. They want music that's in that movie. And I wanted the movie since Amy Marlowe has been playing metal and rock and roll for her whole career. I wanted to make sure that the musical authenticity was there. And I knew that Wednesday would be there for me. And God bless him. His generosity is incalculable because we got to use a couple of my absolute favorite songs from the Condolences album, and that would have been unaffordable for us. And he made it work.
That's
So
awesome.
it's Wednesday. Thank you. And I love the band. They're a creative family for me. You know,
Such a good band.
such a
Absolutely.
good band. So all of them. I mean, I love every guy in that band, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, just finishing up here, thank you so much for everything. Thank you for being a part of the book. Thank you for being a part of my life. We love you so much, Tara, and I miss you so much.
I miss the both of you and all. I mean, February's coming.
That's my
I'm
month
just
for
saying.
LA.
That's
We'll
when you
see.
guys.
If it's still in shutdown, we're probably not going to go to LA this year, unfortunately. Well, next year, unfortunately, but
I got to
hopefully
tell
we'll
you,
be-
I'm here in Austin. Everything is open here. People are running around without masks. Restaurants and bars are full. The bar in this hotel is full. It's got unmasked full people getting full of alcohol and snacks in the bar.
Nope.
Well, I think it's because everything is so chill here. They have not had a lot of spikes. They haven't had, you know, they're just not, their whole thing seems to be kind of settling down. Of course, I am doing this from my room. I had hoped to be doing this from the lobby of the hotel because it's so gorgeous. But no.
Well, fair enough. Well, hopefully things calm down. We'll be able to be in the same place at the same time and do more photos and hang out.
And praying that you guys can come for Valentine's Day and we can do Valentine's Day Disneyland. And I will be the third wheel because I have no dates.
We would love that. But I'm sure you'll have a date. Thank you so much for being a part of the stream. We love you so much. Thanks for being a part of the book. Have an amazing showing. Have an amazing signing. Have an amazing time in Texas.
It's going to be a wonderful weekend. And I love you from the bottom of my heart. You have my deepest, deepest gratitude and faith. I look to you for a lot of important guidance in my life, Jeremy, because I trust you.
You are too kind. Love you. Thank you. Have a good one. All right. So we're going to kind of wrap things up. I believe I have one more Piggy D book and one more Necrogoblicon book to give away. So we're going to do that. Thank you so much for everyone sticking with the chat tonight, sticking with the video chat, all the amazing people I'm seeing in the comments, so many good friends for many years, people in the book. Thank you. Endless thank you to so many of you, everyone who picked up a book, everyone who's in here. And huge thanks to all the special guests, and especially to Des and Anastasia, who helped, streamline this and make it perfect and get everything to a T. Thank you, Des and Anastasia. I know they're watching and making sure everything goes perfect, and thank you. All right. Yes, Oracle Management. All right, let's do the second Piggy D book. Your favorite song Piggy D has played on. And that's a tricky one. Whoever posts your favorite song Piggy D has played on will win an autographed Piggy D book. And just know that's tricky because he hasn't played on every Rob Zombie song. Sean, I Walked with a Zombie. Was he on that? Was Piggy D on that album? I actually don't know that bit of trivia. So if Piggy D played on I Walked with a Zombie, the Wednesday 13 song, I would say you win. Can anyone verify that Piggy D played on I Walked with a Zombie? And Kaylee has a good answer for this. Let's hear your answer. And while we find that out, I'll answer any further questions you have about me, about the book, anything like that. And then we also have a Necrogoblicon book to give away. So let's give away that last Necrogoblicon book while we're looking up. Tara, can you see who played bass on I Walked with a Zombie, or who played guitar on I Walked with a Zombie? And let me know in the comments. And for the last Necrogoblicon book, which will be signed by John Goblicon, let's see. What's your favorite horror movie? What's your favorite Halloween horror movie? The one I think is the best answer is going to win. All right. And anyone can answer. Go all out. I'll pick whichever one. If you pick one of my favorites, I'm going to go with that. So let's see what you got. Rage Monster. Have you already won a book? And yes, Kaylee, tomorrow is Devil's Night, and my tradition is every October 30th, I watch The Crow, which is my favorite movie of all time, and I got the crow right here on my arm, done by Kelly Doty, and he has a crow right here. All right, so I Walked with a Zombie. Piggy D is on that. Sean, you win the autographed Piggy D book, so email me, and we'll make sure you get that. And yes, everybody should be watching The Crow tomorrow night because it is the greatest movie. All right. So Expressions said Trick or Treat, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm going to say you win the autographed Necrogoblicon book. Email me your address and we'll make sure you get that incredible book. It is so funny. It's a self-help book from the Goblin, and you can imagine how ridiculous it is. But the question is, you said Trick or Treat. Now, does that mean the Gene Simmons Ozzy movie, or does that mean the, Pumpkin Guy Sam movie? Because those are two very different movies. Both excellent, but Trick or Treat with Sam is one of my favorites for sure. Though the Gene Simmons Ozzy movie is definitely an interesting one, but you win either way. So hit me up and that Necrogoblicon book is yours. So I'm going to wrap up in the next couple minutes. All the giveaways have been given away. I'm just going to show you some stuff. Someone saying shout out to Rock and Shock, rest in peace. Absolutely. I am so bummed. My 3 favorite days every year, which is usually around my birthday, and so I celebrate my birthday at Rock and Shock, is Rock and Shock, where I get to do, that's how I met Caroline. That's how I met Doug Bradley. That's how I met Robert Englund. That's how so many of my relationships with these horror actors have come to be. And it's a half horror convention, half metal concert, and I'm the official photographer for it. So I just have the best time ever getting photo shoots that I don't normally get, and it's so fun, and such a bummer that it's not happening this year. I miss the Palladium so much. That's kind of my home away from home. I've been the house photographer for the Worcester Palladium since I was a kid, so that place it's my heart. So it's so heartbreaking to have not been at the Palladium this year. The last time I was at the Palladium was actually a Devil Driver show. It was Static X, Wednesday 13, Devil Driver, Dope, and Raven Black, which was in a good time because we did an awesome photo shoot, and an incredible time because all those bands are amazing. So one last time I'm going to show you the books because why not? Here's the standard edition that you can buy in stores. This is the one you can get anywhere. And as of, an hour and a half from now, it's officially published. And it comes with this piece of paper making it safe for stores. Here is the Bathory edition, which comes in a slipcase. This is the giant slipcase. You can kind of see the UV there. And then here is the actual book cover with spot UV, which is, we wanted to do this because I thought with Bathory, the spot UV looking shiny would look like blood. It would look like wet blood, and that's what I was going for. And you have that on there, which looks amazing. Lastly, the true box set, which is this insane, giant, super thick book with Dorian on the cover. It's essentially the same height as the other books, but as you can see, it is much wider. Let me see if I can safely show this cover, which I did earlier. And again, we have Spot UV on here, which I thought was awesome. I love the look of Spot UV, which is just kind of the shiny logo, and it's massive. Like, just, I can't fit it on the screen. It's huge. It is a very big book. And then one last time, I will show you guys the vinyl because I'm so stoked on how this came out. Look at that shiny foil. So awesome. And this comes with the Bathory edition and above. So Bathory, Bloody Bathory, and the box set. And it's a double vinyl with the awesome Rarebird logo. There's a little bit of the track listing there. Let me grab this guy here. Daughters of Darkness logo. Track listing. And it's 45 RPM, so the sound's amazing. And I will show you guys the interior, which is this thing I put together. It's got different photos in every letter. And yeah, I'm so stoked on the vinyl. It was a dream come true getting to put together that vinyl and put together my own black metal comp. Since I grew up on black metal compilations, getting to put my own together and pick my favorite bands, my favorite songs, it's just insane and unreal. All right, so last chance to ask any questions, and then I'm going to be out of here. Any questions? Random comment, but whoever runs the Monster Mania Con needs to get you down to New Jersey for the con one of these years. I would love to. I'd love to do more conventions. I love photographing conventions, and I had something kind of in place for one of the biggest conventions out here, but because of the pandemic, it sort of fell apart. But hopefully when it comes back, I'll be able to do something really, really cool with just another top tier of conventions. Anthony's asking if I am driving his copy of the book down to him. No, thankfully, I am not doing any of the shipment of the books. That is all Rarebird. And with all the stuff that's coming with the books, thank freaking goodness for them doing the shipping. They're shipping it so safely. They've been sending me photos. They're putting, corners on the book so it'll be safe and arrive kind of like a framed photo would. They're going above and beyond with the packaging, and I can't wait for you guys to get the boxes because there's a lot of surprises in the orders that we haven't really posted about. We're giving you a lot of extra stuff that's not listed, so those of you who got the books, you're getting some extra stuff, which is awesome. Nick says, so happy to see your vision finally come to fruition. So proud of both you and Tara. Thank you so much, dude. I know Nick is a good friend, but he is also my water delivery guy. So once every 2 weeks, he gets to see me go, oh, good, there's water. I got to run. I got 30 calls to make. I got to do this, and this. So he got to see kind of the franticness of me putting this book together and making it happen and everything I went through with just always being kind of, it's how it goes. All right. Tara is bummed she is not doing the shipping. Let me tell you, these books are £8 each, like the big ones. That box set box that's going out is probably a £15 package, something like that, maybe more. I am very glad she is not doing the shipping and we are not doing the shipping. I'm so glad I didn't have to self-publish it. The biggest ups to Rarebird. And again, please check out the Rarebird website, and they're incredible. They're so good. The £8. The box set book is £8. That book I just showed, it is £8. It's insane. once this crazy pandemic is over, we will have to come up and visit. That would be incredible. I've been working with Expressions Magazine for 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. And they were so kind to do a huge feature on the corpse paint project on Daughters of Darkness. Caroline Williams is actually on the cover. Make sure you check out Expressions Magazine because they just did a special on my photography, not just corpse paint, also band photos are in there. But every year for the past 5 or 6 years, we've done this awesome collab where they do a feature on my work, my photography, and it's just so kind of them. And then they every month they come out with a bunch of different editions of Expressions. It's such a great magazine. Tara, can you put the link to Expressions Magazine in the chat so people can check out the magazine? It's incredible, and she works so hard at it, and it looks so amazing. Every single time I get to flip through any issue of Expressions, it's always awesome. Thank you so much. Any more questions? Can't wait to get the book in. You're an amazing photographer and truly an inspiration. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. I cannot wait for other people to see it. It's so like even though the book comes out tomorrow, well, in an hour and 20 minutes, whatever it is, when the book finally comes out and is in your hands, and I believe it started shipping, but it's going to take a little bit for everybody to get the books. Once they're in people's hands and I start seeing people looking at the book, holding the book, having the book in their hands, that's going to mean so much to me, because I know this work wasn't just for me. It's for everyone to see this, for everyone to, especially the models who are in the book, for them to have that kind of rewarding feeling of flipping through, seeing their photo in the book, having that memory of the photo shoot and feeling proud that they're in the book, which is just, that's everything to me. All right. Has anyone asked the titles of Daughters of Darkness from the movie? No. And while Daughters of Darkness, the movie, did very much, inspire Cradle of Filth, the title Daughters of Darkness comes from my favorite black metal band, Immortal, who have an album out called Sons of Northern Darkness. And I was figuring, okay, if Immortal are the Sons of Northern Darkness, these are the Daughters of Darkness. And I didn't make it Daughters of Northern Darkness because the models are from all over. Well, Immortal is obviously from Norway, which is north. But yeah, it is not from the movie, though I am a big fan of that movie. Incredible movie. I love vampire movies. And, that whole culty era of the 70s vampire movies are the best. But yes, it does come from the man, Abbott, who kicks off the soundtrack for the book. Bobby asks, why are you so handsome? Because I get to hang out with you, Bobby. Bobby is one of my best friends in the world. Would love to go to Disneyland again with you sometime in the future if it ever opens up again. Congrats on the book. Thank you so much, Jordan. I really hope we get to go to Disneyland again. Unfortunately, Tara and I got our passes for Disney in February. March it shut down. So here's hoping the world becomes a safer place. What advice would you give to new photographers to get where you are? Never stop shooting. Never stop shooting. Shoot as much as you can. Shoot anything you can whenever you can, and just keep going with it. As a photographer, when I was starting, I got a lot of no's. I hit a lot of roadblocks. You can always ask me anything and I'll answer the best I can. I do have a Patreon. Tara, if you want to put the link down in the chat, where I do behind the scenes lighting techniques and a lot of full breakdowns of photo shoots if you want to get more info there. But in terms of just trying to get where I am, I started with local bands. I worked my way up to bigger bands. The local bands I shot, like All That Remains, Shadows Fall, Killswitch Engage, Hatebreed, Lamb of God, got bigger and kind of brought my career with them. When I was shooting bands like MyChem, Atreyu, Avenged Sevenfold, when they were playing the 30 people, I was also shooting them when they were playing for thousands and thousands of people. So start with promising local bands, work your way up, and just shoot as much as you can, and don't get discouraged. Don't ever quit. Keep going. Keep shooting. All right. Last couple questions. If you don't put... Oh, yeah. Thank you. Posting about the Patreon. That's where I really post a lot of my photo knowledge. I really go all out in taking photo shoots and breaking down the lighting, the settings, how I shot it, why I shot it, the story behind the shoot. Thank you so much for that shout. I appreciate it. Where were some of the shows you planned to go in 2020 before all this craziness? Basically, I had my schedule out to about the end of the summer with festivals, with I remember specifically there was like 4 New Year's Day shows I was going to go to because I love those guys. There were so many shows that I hate thinking about all the shows I'm missing and all the shows we're all missing because of the pandemic. But here's hoping it gets safer and people can be good to each other, be not selfish, do things for other people, and kind of do their best to make the world a safer and better place. And yeah, I'm awesome. Thank you so much for everything. I'm going to call it. Thank you everyone who stuck around for this chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this, I might think about streaming some more, maybe once a month, once every 2 weeks, doing more of these kind of things. And I know I saw some technical difficulties on Facebook, so I'm probably going to go with Twitch. So those who are watching on Facebook, if it's still connected, please go to my Twitch, follow me on Twitch. It's free. And can you post the link to my Twitch, Tara, if you don't mind? And yeah, thank you so much. Daughters of Darkness is officially out in an hour and 15 minutes. Enjoy. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night.